We're going to be talking about a lot of this leak stuff, aren't we?
Possibly.
Yeah.
We want to keep it as drama-free as possible. But anyway, hello, people. We are live. I'm sorry if you can hear noise in the background. Anyway, there's no snow machine behind the scenes pictures, and that makes me sad.
Yet.
I'm not entirely convinced that there isn't and nothing about it, though I'd say there's very little.
Now, I do believe that they'll probably, maybe one will turn up one day.
What?
One will turn up one day. Probably.
Possibly. Hopefully. Sometime within the next 10 years.
Quick, someone leak more Tom's Pop stuff.
No, don't say that. We're not bringing names into this.
Alright. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine. So anyway, if there's one person watching, Okay, so yeah, a lot of those pictures is very interesting, very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Just how much they were able to release under like 5 accounts.
Yeah.
So are you up to anything, John?
Not too much. I'm playing Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Oh, Adam.
Hello, Spencer.
It's a theorist.
It's
Yep.
the theorist.
I don't
The guy who
know.
makes all the makes a bunch of connections to things.
I'm so sick of my name, honestly. I wish it was something else. I might change it one day.
Pat.
I remember my old Twitter account. It had my actual name in it. So I'm actually glad I got rid of my old name. But I don't know. I don't know, something better like Windmill Fan 123 or something.
That's very generic.
Yeah, the thing about usernames is they kind of after a while they kind of forget. Or maybe like Diesel D199. I think that's a good example. Enterprising Engines. Those are some great usernames.
Then you've got me who just uses the real name.
Yeah, you were like, what name will I use? I know, Spencer. Yeah.
Well, no, Spencer's my real name.
Yeah, I know.
Are you sure?
No.
No, I'm driving above a nice train station.
Are you in a car?
No, I'm in Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Oh, okay.
So if I make any funny noises, I've messed something up driving.
Okay.
So, Spencer, how do you feel about your representation in the show with, Spencer? Do you kind of hate the fact that Spencer's like this?
It's coincidental that I was born 5 months before he was introduced into the show.
Do you feel represented that the railway consultant of the CGI era, his middle name is Spencer?
No, his last name was Spencer or something.
No, I'm talking about Sam Wilkinson.
Sam Spencer.
Yeah, Sam Wilkinson's middle name is Spencer.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. Well, anyway.
How do you... Yeah, sorry.
I've wondered about like how second names work with the engines. Like I think since the engines have fathers, the fathers are kind of like their designers. So I've always thought like Gordon would be Gordon Gresley, and Thomas would be like Thomas Billington.
Thomas Billington tank engine.
Makes it
So-
kind of confusing considering that that there were two Billingtons that were designers, chief mechanical engineers.
Yeah.
But
There's some names that work really well,
Yeah,
like
Junior.
with Worlesdale and what else? Bell Riddles and Murdoch Riddles. There's some really good names. Donald and Douglas McIntosh.
Macintosh.
Emily Sterling. That's an interesting one.
Hmm.
Arthur Ivet. So you're finally free, Spencer. You're free to do whatever you
Yeah, I
want.
finished secondary school. I'm technically now can go to. Well, I'm a free man, in theory.
In theory, yes. You're
I'm
not a
still
slave
safe.
to society quite yet.
Yeah, no, I'm still a slave to the government, though.
We all are. We're all slaves to government.
Still got to pay my non-existent taxes.
I don't understand taxes. They're meant to benefit the people, but like they just take from the people.
Don't get me started on public health care.
taxation is theft.
Well, that's one of those things they say, isn't it?
How are we?
Hello, Dockside.
Hello, Dockside.
Hello.
Oh yeah, a lot of behind the scenes stuff dropped, didn't it?
Yes.
So much stuff.
Too much, nearly.
Almost. Yeah, no, I haven't been able to like process it all yet properly. Simon Spencer owns a replica of Spencer. That's really, really annoying to me.
Oh, so that's where Spencer's name comes from.
I'm gonna be honest, I was actually expecting some of the accounts to be taken down.
Right?
I think weren't some of them taken down? Not taken down, but deleted or something. Like they weren't there
Yeah.
anymore.
Activated.
I think it
It's a
was
shame.
the James one was taken down, but or the Thomas one.
I think
can't
both
remember.
Thomas ones were taken down, including the one that posted some very interesting pictures last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the map though. The map is very interesting.
I can't stand it from a logistic standpoint.
I like how there's like 5 lines going from like Tidmouth to like Knapford.
It's a
Like you-
tad bit confusing, but like
Like you go through Dryod, you go through the Brendan branch, you go through the Garsdale Railway, you go.
I hate that the junctions have to go that the Sudbury junctions. No, that the junction to the Sudbury line, to Low Sudbury's after Gordon's Hill Summit.
So Edward's branch line is actually
Hello,
like
Joe.
2 branch lines. I don't understand why.
You know, that doesn't make sense.
Like it would make sense if like one branch line was going like to Marin and one was going to like Knapford, but like it's not like that. It's like one goes to Knapford and then you go further over the hill and then the next one also goes to Knapford. So I don't.
You mean Brendan?
Well, yeah, going from Knapford to Brendam or Wellsworth to Brendam, you know. But like I'm thinking in terms of access of getting to Brendam. Like let's say you're going from Vicarstown to Brendam, then you probably need a way to get there, but like there isn't. So I just don't understand why there's 2 entrances.
Okay, this is apparently interesting. Recently found out that Thomas didn't air on Irish television until 1996. Where's the source? Can I ask?
What source?
I'm sorry for the noise. My dad is doing things.
Oh yeah, he's a carpenter, isn't he? That's definitely what's it? It's a chop saw.
Basically, yeah. He did an apprenticeship as a carpenter when he first left school.
Same as me.
Does anyone like recommend any tips for making customs? Because like I'm gonna attempt on making a custom Trackmaster engine.
Make sure that they're not rubbish. That's always a good start.
What customs, like trains or buildings or?
I'm gonna start with trains and then work my way with the buildings. Because like I'm already good with making like the white running boards. I'll quickly show an example. Hang on. Yes,
Okay, first of all, Josh, you're trusting Wikipedia. Don't trust Wikipedia.
If Wikipedia said that Barney was shot, don't believe him.
According to Wikipedia, the island of Sodor is a fictional island, but I don't believe it.
Wikipedia lies. Anyway, that's what I can do with splashers.
Well, no, that's actually really good.
And then like this used to be like a Tony one. It wasn't the Playrail one.
I can't believe they wait. I just checked the wiki. They still haven't added the map yet. I better do that.
Okay, in fact, Tugs was first aired on RT2 block The Den in 1990. Show me this evidence, please. Put the links in the comments if you can. Also, hello, Super Dude 24.
Hey, Super.
Hello.
What would you guys say was your favorite behind the scenes leak that happened?
Oh man.
The David Mitten walk.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, no, that's honestly great just for the memes.
I love any music is great with that walk.
There was one picture, and I don't know why. I just find it so fascinating. I'll send it in the group chat. Hang on. It's the one from Jack in the Pack with Nelson and Thomas on the flatbed.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think wasn't that already out? I could be mistaken, but I swear I've seen that.
Legend himself in, lads.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not too bad, no.
Oh, we made it. Brilliant.
I completely agree, by the way, that David Mitten walk is just legendary.
Hey, Blue.
Yeah.
I joined just in time to hear that question. I was like, yeah, it has to be the walk of him going into the studio. That was just brilliant.
You know, the way he's just like, hello, boys.
Every time you enter the Irish Boys group chat, hello, boys.
Yeah.
He must have been such a pleasure to work with. Like,
he seems like such a genuine guy. All right, yeah. Like you can just tell, like nobody in that studio was pissed off or overtired and like that. They were genuinely having fun.
Yeah. Man. I apologize profusely for the buzzsaw noises.
Oh, you don't know. I remember something I really liked, seeing the close-up Duke model.
Oh no, that thing is massive.
Oh, the Duke one, yeah, that was. I knew it was big, but Jesus, I didn't realize how it was that big compared to the normal model.
Yeah, no,
Did you see the Ivor, the engine, Duke?
Oh yeah, because they were working on it and just named it Ivor.
Oh yeah.
Or Ivor.
I like how there's just a bunch of pictures in storage, and I think the only engine we saw from that, apart from the close-up ones, was Diesel 10, because that's his current state.
It's just amazing how much there is that we don't know exists.
I know, right? More so than you realize, like, you know, the fact that they actually took that many pictures and everything back then.
Yeah, like there's so much that we don't know or understand. And then there was just that image of all the props in the boxes outside being tracked.
Oh yeah, they like threw it like it was next to the skip, like a bunch of like boxes with like tree sets, and they just threw it away. I couldn't believe it.
I tried to know what else was in those boxes.
Yeah, no.
Do you think Farco was, because it wasn't very? When Tom Forbes got that, it was in very bad condition.
When all the props weren't treated weren't treated well, when they were in storage. They were just moved to where they needed to be. Like they weren't treated with care.
Yeah, it's a bit like
Totally.
when when they were finished filming Magic Arrow, apparently a lot of stuff got either damaged or lost when they were bringing it all the way back from Canada.
Yeah, but that Fox was
Snatter and
from
Dodge.
season 6 production.
Yeah, I will never understand their decision to ship everything to Canada.
Oh, I can answer that low tax rate or something like that.
Yeah, no, see, here's the thing. You'd be paying as much for the postage anyway.
Fair.
I
Yeah, fair point.
Spencer, you and your postage.
Hey, at least he cares about the postage.
Yeah,
No,
fair enough.
postage is outrageous to get something from England to Ireland.
That's Brexit, isn't it?
God, without doubt.
We'll leave the EU too, and we'll give you special treatment.
That's
You nearly
something
expect
going on in the background.
Oh, that's my dad's cutting things.
Oh,
Cutting his toenails. They're very hard.
Jesus.
Very
It's
stiff.
just like that.
It's a once a year type of job.
It's like that bit in Shrek 3.
Jeez! Thanks for putting that image in my head.
No, it's Mrs. Doyle with Father Jack's toenails.
I still need to watch all of Father Ted. I've only seen like 3 episodes.
You have another 22 to go then.
Okay.
Yeah, grand.
If David Mitchell made a Thomas movie, it would be Thomas and Tubbs crossover with tons of explosions.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be it.
Spoilers for
wonder-
the movie. Big
I
Mickey's
do wonder
Ghost
what
Pond
this movie would have
Stories.
been about.
Like seriously, who owns Tugs? This has always confused me. Who owns Tugs?
I do.
There is, I don't know. I think the agreement they came with the Star Tugs was that they weren't going to sue them when they took the Tugs away or when they bought them or something. So there definitely is property owners. Like I forget who with. I'll never
Yeah.
understand how they got away with Big Mickey though. Like they name drop Big Mickey, and he's like an actual character in the Thomas franchise. I just don't understand.
You see, I think the face makes it different enough to where it's okay.
Yeah, they could just literally play it off as like, yeah, it's Big Mickey and it's green, but it's not that Big Mickey.
It's an original character, guys. Stop getting mad over it.
Interesting fact about Thomas Big Mickey. It was actually suggested by Sam Wilkinson.
Yeah, I remember
That's-
hearing that.
That's kind of obvious.
The man had good
I
taste.
guess Sam probably knew like what the deal was with the whole like because he worked for the Tugs Trust, so he knew probably the logistics of it. I guess.
Didn't he also get to borrow Big Mickey's prop from Mattel? Or does he own that outright?
Oh, he doesn't own that. It's licensed to him, or not to him, to the trust.
At least.
I think
he
Tugs
owns
is going to
it.
be in the public domain at some. You see, everything's going to be in the public domain at some point. It's just going to take a long, long time.
Yeah, it's like minimum 50 years, I think.
I heard it was
What's your
70.
what's your opinion on the public domain?
I feel like Disney screwed it over with Mickey Mouse, and we
Do you think
Yeah.
they should have? Do you think they should have made different legislation for companies? Or giving different
But I see,
legislation
here's
for
the
companies.
thing. I think now because we've grown up with it being the norm, where basically yes, you make this thing, you own it. No one else
Yeah.
can do anything with it. So
But
back
no,
then,
I feel like the internet's completely changed everything because like you can go online now and like you look at Sonic for example, like all the fan things that are made about Sonic, like Sony doesn't own those, so like it's very objective, I think.
I actually had a pretty interesting conversation with someone earlier on my lunch break. So someone messaged me saying, "Can I remake Waddling Respect?" And I was like, "Sure, go ahead, work away. I don't mind at all." But he's like, because DCG, the guy who made Jimmy Jijinchi, he was like, "But do I have to ask him as well because he narrated for you?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "I don't think so, to be honest, because it's my video. So if you use the audio from my video,
yeah,
you only have to ask me for permission." And I was like, "Don't worry about it, it's fine." But I'm just like, honestly, the fact that you asked me, the actual owner of the video, I'm sure it's fine. I never even thought of that kind of scenario before in my life.
see, here's what confuses me. Say, I run a playlist that has all the Buried Trucks free to adapt stories, and half the adaptations use Carson's audio. Which I'm,
That's
which
not
I'm,
awkward.
which I'm sort of like, okay, why can't you just edit your own? Like, I know it's tough, but still.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, if nowadays the norm is like if you're going to adapt someone's story, you do your own narration, or you get someone else to narrate it.
Or you use one of the Railway Series ones, or the ones that are provided publicly.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, screw it. How many of us rang up Michelangelos when he was still around and said, "Can I use your audio from this episode in the story?" So I thought it was fine.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Oh, things.
John's a lovely bloke. He always tries to spread nice vibes. Give some love to John.
Yeah, I like John. He gets a big thumbs up.
Nobody hates Jonathan. I think it'd be impossible to just like him.
Yeah, no one hates him.
How could you like?
He's just
Guys, I ordered a Thomas off of eBay and it came in wrong.
It most certainly did come out wrong.
It came out wrong.
Put it back in the oven. It's not done yet.
Yeah, I think it needs a bit more cooking.
And we got the last one in.
Hello, gentlemen.
We're here to play ball. We are now 5 Irishmen, 1 Englishman. How does it feel to be outclassed for once, Will?
Well, it's I must say it's quite interesting. I've never, as an Englishman, I often feel like the Irish are inferior, and so.
Well, that's quite a statement.
I'm Northern Irish, so got 2 British people now.
So,
Yeah.
wait, I mean, yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, to be outnumbered in this way is intimidating. But so
If we were all in one room now, we could beat the crap out of you.
Here's a question I do have. Like,
more Irish people than British ones. So
a question I have about like Irish fans. Like, do we enjoy the Royal Engine? Is it kind of how do we feel about it?
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
Yeah, I like
I guess
it.
they do during lockdown. So, but like it's not like I consider it like it's good, but it's not like groundbreakingly amazing. It's kind of right there in the middle.
No, you see, the beginning is good. The ending is amazing. Everything else in the middle is just kind of meh for me.
I wonder what Michael's original draft of that would be.
Apparently, it was meant to be longer, but I'm actually kind of happy it was short. Like, it was a nice, quaint little story, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't like. I remember seeing some people saying, "Oh, it should have been 60 minutes long," but it's like, but how could you stretch that out across 60 minutes? I just don't think it would work. That particular story, you know.
yeah, no,
I feel like the story worked perfectly just by itself. Like a nice, quaint little story that sends off Thomas, and that's all you really need. I think it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Thomas goes off to London, meets the Queen. There you go. Don't really, how would you make that any longer?
Yeah, no. And
Just
Thomas-
add in cash grab
Thomas
characters.
Thomas goes around the UK and goes to UK places first, so he ends up in Cornforth. And
I one criticism I'd have of the Royal Engine is I wish they'd actually, use more locations in the UK. Like maybe I'd like to see like 1 or 2 like landmarks, because we don't really get to see London.
And
But
even
it's like
then,
I'd love to see Manchester or something.
Baron Furnace.
Exactly.
no, you see, okay, Prince Charles being a kid is the least confusing thing about it.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I think we're all in agreement that the young prince looks like Buster Brady from Mrs. Brown's voice in it.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought.
Yeah,
When I saw. I was just like, that's Buster Brady.
Yeah, the moment I saw the promo image, all I could see when I looked at his face was, "Hello, Mrs. Brown."
Also, what the fuck was he on about when he said, "Oh yes, I loved it when you taught other countries about the environment"?
Bollocks.
Like he never did that in any of the episodes.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
the
say
whole-
you've watched all the episodes, haven't you? And I was like, I guarantee he doesn't do that.
What are you on
That
about?
has to do with
The elephant
Charles.
in his
Charles
face.
did that sort of work when he got older. He did a lot of campaigning work for like I don't know, whatever. But I don't think it's relevant to any big world adventure story.
No,
Also,
it's not.
I love the fact that just Tom, that as far as he's concerned, yeah, this British train is just popping up out of nowhere and being like, "Hey guys, be nice to the environment."
Like in all the international episodes I've seen, Thomas is just like that. He He's like just like a foreign exchange student in a abroad school, like, but he's not like anything special over there.
You know, Thomas is just going on this massive tour for the UN.
Oh yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. There's other British engines there. They just don't speak to anyone else.
Oh yeah, the background recolors and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Purple Henrys and Orange Edwards. Oh. Okay, I'm at the limit. Oh god damn it! I added too many people. Jerome,
I thought you could only add 6.
Yeah. Sorry, Jerome. You're at the limit.
Have you ever been to the Irish Rail Museum?
No.
No, I haven't.
Where is it? Yeah, I want to go.
You know, one place I haven't been, but I'd love to go is that monorail. They have that monorail railway.
I mean, Josh is.
Oh yeah, I think I know the one you're on about.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Ireland, full stop. Which is something I should probably rectify someday.
Well, wait till it stops being so expensive at the moment.
Yeah.
You'd be waiting a long time.
A good while anyway.
I'm sorry, Jerome. We ran out of space for you. Maybe if one of them leaves.
If you want, you can put me backstage. I don't care.
What?
If you
okay.
you can put me backstage. I don't care. Like, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Bye, Dockside.
And there goes one. And
All right.
Now
What about you? Hello, Jerome.
Oh man, I was just about to start drinking.
What?
I was just about to start drinking. What? Why did you have to pull me in?
Because we're Irish and we all drink.
Yeah, Jerome was drinking.
You idiot!
Narrations.
I'd say about 30% of our blood is alcohol.
Oh, Heidi.
Like that Family Guy scene where they land in Ireland and the runway is just covered in drink bottles.
We're nothing but alcoholics. We know this. We enforce our stereotypes. Everyone here enforces our stereotype except the government.
I mean, to be fair, I am German. It is a stereotype in Germany to drink.
Yeah, like your McDonald's have alcohol in them, don't they?
Granted, I think I might actually be developing a bit of a drinking habit from time to time. Not to the point of being an alcoholic, just if I want something to waste the time.
sounds slightly alcoholic now, doesn't it?
Don't worry, I'm not going to be an alcoholic or anything like that. I'm not that insane.
You know, my limit is 2 drinks of boomers. That's it.
When I get drunk, I just can't stop myself.
Like a lost cause sort of situation.
Yeah.
But I just don't like drinking a lot. You pee so much when you're drinking. You practically go to the bathroom every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that is true.
Like your seal breaks so quickly, and like every 10 minutes, you're just saying, "Gotta go again, gotta go again, gotta go again, gotta go again."
Well, you see, that was me during the exams. For some reason, every time, like halfway through the exam, I would just feel the urge to need the toilet.
How was economics, by the way?
Wait, so you were drinking during your exams?
It was a stressful situation, okay? Don't be hard on him.
Yeah, just imagine being like, "Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom." Why? I don't know.
I need to drink.
How was economics?
It was fine. Yeah, I answered what I could, and that's all I can do.
And then you pissed yourself, didn't you?
No, I waited to get back I wanted to get back home. I went to the toilet, then I took a shit. That's
Well,
my day.
At least it's over now.
It's over now.
Well,
No
I am on summer break now, and I have no idea what the fuck the future holds for me.
None of us do, Jerome. Don't worry, you're not the only one.
This man's 27 and still changing jobs every few weeks.
Exactly.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I quit a job 2 weeks ago, and for a job just nearby, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to a better job that pays more and there's just better experience. See ya." And then my boss was like, oh, well, I suppose this wasn't such a good idea after all. And I looked him dead in the eye and said, you didn't think that when you hired me. And I just gave him a smile and left.
Well, we are probably looking into getting for me to get a part-time job in the future because I do need to make some profit somehow in the future.
Just do YouTube full time, like Victor Tansey.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty difficult these days with a copper on your ass.
Do you really want to be editing a video practically every day? That's how I see it.
So,
I'll set up some way so
Wait,
people
John.
can donate money to me if they want, or
Like
I don't know.
Patreon.
Like Patreon, yeah.
well, see, I'm
But
very
then again,
skeptical with Patreon because I'd want to set one up, but I'm also like, okay, do I actually provide enough behind the scenes material?
Well, without
Yeah,
well,
content.
Jeez, bless you.
COVID, get him out of here.
My easy sneeze there.
okay, hang on. I'll yeet myself out.
Getting flashbacks from Thomas and the Magic Railroad.
Do you mind you got almost 40k subs? You could probably do it.
Say it, don't spray it, Thomas.
Apparently, didn't they say in Royal Engine, sorry to go back to that for a second, that Thomas sneezing and that was a reference to Magic Railroad?
That actually is one.
I was like,
I think
Fair
Sam
enough.
Wilkinson added those.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was one of those things that Sam Wilkinson added when he punched up the script.
That's right. Coughs and sneezes spread disease, wasn't
Coughs and sneezes spread diseases. Oh my god, there's diseases everywhere, guys. We're spreading Bocos.
That was Henry, you idiot.
Bocos.
Oh dear.
We're making Boko
dear,
replicas.
I'm Boko.
Our Lord and Savior Boko.
Oh dear, I'm Boko. I've committed Kermie suicide.
Of course, every day we pray to the altar of Boko.
Can someone please explain to me the difference between Edward and Boko?
Heads
Okay.
is a sharp
One is
shooter.
a green diesel,
Here we
the other
go.
one is a blue steam engine.
Okay, here we go. Boko is a lot more. Is a lot less. He's more confrontational than Edward Boko.
How the fuck are we supposed to know that? We barely know anything about Boko.
Yeah,
because of-
You see, here's
Well,
I
think-
never understood.
in
I
the
never understood the
disease
massive
when-
appeal to Boko.
In
It's
the
like,
disease,
yes, he's a
when,
fun character and all.
I think
When
I opened a
Bill
can of
and
worms here.
when Bill and
Well, he
Ben
does
got-
say,
hang on,
well, he
let me
does
just
say,
throw this
do
in.
you mind?
like the thing is, Boko's not a bad character, but he's one of those characters that comes from the Railway series who's so underdeveloped because of how late he came into the series.
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, no,
Bear
Boko,
in particular really suffers from that.
I think another issue with Boko in the Railway series is that Boko had a role in the Railway series. He was to be the diesel at the sheds, but then the thing is about the TV series is they kind of changed it up to the point that Boko isn't that role anymore, so he doesn't really have a role in the TV series.
Yeah.
So
Boko
I mean, the
That's
thing is,
another issue.
Boko's,
Boko
I mean,
in
the thing is,
books
Boko still had more memorable appearances in the TV series than he did in the Railway series. In the Railway series, the only really noticeable appearances Boko had was in the mainline engines, where he appeared in 3 of the stories. He had small appearances in some of Chris's books, but none of them were important enough.
one of my favorite
Boko-
one of my favorite Boko lines, and it isn't even said by Boko. It's when Gordon says, "Boko, save me."
So, yeah.
Boko, my dear engine, save me!
I just love how melodramatic he is. It's
I mean, the
perfect.
thing is, Boko in the books is more of a sort of a symbol than a character in a sense. That his purpose is that he's the nice diesel that convinces all the steam engines that diesels aren't that bad.
Yeah, he was the only diesel at the time. Was not only nice, but genuinely willing to work and all that. He was
He was just a
good lord.
plot point.
But
Exactly.
the issue with the TV series, you've 10 other characters that fit their role better, like Paxton or Philip or any other number of nice diesels. So it's like Boko doesn't really have a purpose in the TV series,
But
unfortunately.
yeah, because since they did the books out of order in the TV show, especially at that point, obviously all that stuff with about the steam engines and their reservations towards diesels and Boko having to come along and convince them otherwise wasn't really translated into the show. So his purpose was just kind of, oh, here's this guy now.
I think the only real reason, I think the only reason why people really wanted him back so badly is because of how oversaturated the CGI series was with diesel shunters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hate how all the diesels in the show are like these tiny little boxes, you know. Like the only ones I can think of are like Daisy and Noor Jahan, you know,
I
and
think-
Diesel 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
That's
think
it.
it was
Like,
also
yeah.
because Boko was, I think, one of the last remaining classics, prominent classic series characters that hadn't come back yet.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
some-
Like
Wouldn't it be hilarious if he actually gets brought back for All Engines Go, though?
Oh, gee.
No.
I
I would
mean,
laugh.
listen. If Bulstrode can become a more permanent character in All Engines Go than in either the Railway series or the TV series, anything is possible.
I mean,
You're
yeah,
not
anything's
wrong,
possible,
yeah.
but there has to be a reason for it. You know, like they need to have
Yeah,
like they need a boat character, and so they brought in Bulstrode. You
I'm
know,
going
so
to
Here,
say
lads,
Daisy is
shots fired.
overrated. No, we're not having this. I'm sorry.
but here's the
But-
thing with
I'm not
Daisy.
accepting this.
With Daisy, like they gave her the whole Harwick branch line. Couldn't they do something with Boko? Like they give him like I don't know the Peel Godred or something or anything.
No,
see,
I'm not
that's not
accepting
how
this.
it
I really
works.
like-
The Peel Godred is supposed to be an
Electric, yeah.
electric line.
But any branch line, like the Kirk Ronan or anything, like
He doesn't
Yeah,
need
you're
a
not
branch
wrong.
line.
I see where you're coming from.
Boko's meant to be a mainline diesel, or at least on Edward's branch line.
So the thing is, for me at least, Josh, to respond to your earlier comments,
Firstly, not in the All Engines
I
Go.
am a
no
Oh,
vehicles were in All Engines Go, surprisingly.
RWS.
Oh.
Actually, there
Like
has
it's
been
CGI Daisy.
one road vehicle in All Engines Go, actually, but it
Well-
only appeared very briefly.
How
Who
do
was
you
it?
hate CGI Daisy?
It wasn't a
CGI Daisy is
character.
the best Daisy.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
CGI
a
Daisy is the best Daisy. Because Daisy gets a lot.
the road vehicle that appeared in All Engines Go was just an ice cream van in a scene at Harwick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, CGI Daisy gets a lot more to do with the model Daisy, and they keep all of
Oh,
her personality intact. They give her some new ones. Her episodes are some of the best of the Brenner era. There's no doubt.
Don't
And-
say Brenner era because Brenner didn't even write the Daisy episodes.
The Davy
I think-
Moore.
The Davy Moore era.
My apologies.
No, just say
the
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 I don't know
Arc
arc
Production
era
era. There
or
you go.
something
The
like
Arc
that. I
Production
fucking
era.
hate it when people refer to an era by the head writer's name.
I apologize.
Lads, do you know like what one bad thing about Daisy and CGI
But
Yeah, go on.
is how when Lost Treasure hadn't even come out yet, and this random website showed a bunch of like images from the special, and Daisy's appearance in it just had to be one of them.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah,
it was,
no,
the,
that was
it was
bad,
the
'cause-
official website. They updated Daisy's promo image.
That too,
And
yeah,
to this day, have not updated Donald Douglas's, as far as
Yeah,
I'm aware.
no, that's
Yeah,
that
Because the way
pisses-
that she appears in that movie, it was very much a kind of, oh look, Daisy's back. It was very much meant to be some kind of surprise reveal.
But we knew it then, so it's like I saw that image and I was like, that would have actually been a nice surprise on top of everything else. But all right, fair enough.
No, see, here's the thing. To me, it wasn't.
That's kind of
To
sad.
me, it was a
thing. We were-
surprise.
No,
because
listen,
I hadn't
that's-
seen
that's
anything.
hang on. That's kind of the sad thing about the CGI series. We were nearly constantly spoiled with these things that could have blown our minds when it
Yeah, I mean-
if
The
it
only
hadn't
time
been
our
that-
minds were blown was with Bulgy.
Bulgy, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There wasn't any promotional.
That was literally, it was so funny. It was like at the end of the episode, he was like, oh yeah, and here's Bulgy. And everyone was like, wait,
Actually, wait.
what?
That was
Yeah,
spoiled
no,
for
I-
me purely because the person that was regularly uploading the season 21 episodes had Bulgy in the thumbnail.
Bastard.
Yeah.
and let's
Yeah,
not
I
forget.
watched them- I
Hang on.
watched-
Let's not forget. We had Big Mickey spoiled.
How could
Oh,
you
yeah,
put Big
shit.
Nicky as a promo? I don't get that. Like, why didn't they put Carly? It's so annoying.
Yeah.
The TV guy probably thought that was Carly.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Untitled Shorts, I watched them all as they aired because they aired early in the morning in the UK. And
Yeah.
so I was about to go to school, and then the episode was finishing, and then boom, Bulgy.
I loved how Unlucky Tug accurately predicted how Big Mickey was going to talk. He was like, imagine if at the end of the second episode he just turned around, they're like, wait, you can talk? Which is what
You
happened.
know the funny thing is, I remember. I think the day unscheduled stops aired. I was on a field trip, And I did check out my mobile phone, and when I saw what people were saying on Twitter, I was just like, what?
RWS and model series Daisy improved in behavior, but CGI Daisy is just mean to Ryan and she doesn't develop at all. I'd say she kind of does. She's a lot
she
more.
did develop, like,
She's a lot more mature in Series 21, especially when she gets the.
you know, like.
I wouldn't say that.
They matured a bit much, but she definitely is. She's definitely developed a bit in Series.
No.
All her episodes are like important, I would say, to her arc. Like, for example,
There is no arc.
Well, there's arc productions, but I don't mean an arc, but like the episodes do kind of feel like they're building on each other. Like, I wouldn't say intentionally, but like you do get a feeling, a sense that Daisy is kind of maturing a bit. Like, you look at how she's portrayed in.
No, I wouldn't say that. Like,
Okay.
I love most of the Daisy episodes, with the exception of the way she does it. I fucking hate that episode. But the thing is, I wouldn't say Daisy is more developed. It's just because they did more with her that makes her in CGI a lot more entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but Daisy doesn't develop at all in the CGI era. She stays the same, but it's just a lot more entertaining because there's a bit more to the character.
I remember thinking, like, in the Ryan and Daisy episode, like, it makes sense that she was basically taking advantage of Ryan, because you can look at it in the sense of, well, she's been switched to a new line. She has a new colleague, a young, naive colleague, that she realizes, wait a second, my old tricks can work on this guy.
And let's not forget, Ryan is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I love Ryan. He's so naive and he's so kind, and like Daisy completely manipulates him and uses that against him. I love it.
Doesn't that make Ryan just a Paxton clone, though? Because Paxton is exactly that as well.
Well,
sadly, you're not wrong.
People would argue that Ryan was like Paxton 2.0, you know, especially because they're voiced by the same person. But
I wouldn't say it has to do.
And yeah, it's Stephen Kenyon.
I wouldn't say it has to do with the
Paxton was an Eastern region.
I don't think if you put Paxton into that episode that he would act exactly like Ryan would. I feel like, because you look at the way Paxton acts, I feel like he'd probably stand up a little bit more, because he does this with Diesel. Like, albeit...
Yeah, but the way I see it is that they are kind of the same character, it's just depending on the situation. Because I can imagine Paxton would be more familiar with Daisy compared to Ryan. So it's like... So it's like they are kind of the same character, but it depends on who you pair them up with.
I hate how they portray Daisy as being lazy. Dennis is the true lazy. Daisy was lazy right from the beginning.
You know,
they even say
like,
that.
No, I'm not pulling that tanker.
Yeah, they even say that in Series 2. The Fat Controller says to her, you know, I send lazy engines away. So yeah, that was never a CGI thing. That was right from the very beginning.
Yeah, true.
So, no, Daisy is the true lazy engine, Josh.
You know, I'm actually kind of sad about, we never got a Daisy Marion. I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, that would have been...
we did see her with Marion.
Well, we saw her next to Marion, but we didn't see her, like, speak to Marion.
She developed from being lazy. Well, so did Dennis.
Okay, just for context, this is a lad from my school. Were you under pressure today, Spencer? Well, not as much pressure as you, Gavin, considering you left 20 minutes early.
All right.
Gavin. But yeah, they even say at the end of that episode, you know, I'll never be lazy again or something to that effect. So, yeah.
Old habits die hard, though.
Exactly. Also, Daisy's... Outside, in 21, you know, Daisy is less lazy. Like, there's that one episode where she
listen, that has nothing to do with that. It's because the story doesn't require her to be lazy. I bet you, if they wrote an episode that required her to be lazy, she would have done it. It's exactly why I call bullshit on saying that James had like a development thing in season 20. No,
I agree. I never understood that. I was like, what development?
Yeah,
like the thing is, the reason why James isn't a prick in All in Vain is because the story doesn't require it. The story is about James caring about his appearance, not being an ass to the engines.
I feel like Thomas is CGI Thomas is a status quo show. So what you're saying is, like, essentially whatever story the writer wants, that's the story the character will tell. This is why Diesel constantly goes back to being Diesel. You know, he doesn't ever change. He just kind of is Diesel. But even in that context, I do feel like the way the writer uses the character does change over time, and I do think that is applicable to Daisy. I think that the way Davy Moore used her gradually became more, what would you say, sentimental.
Yeah. So
Because
I
like
will
look at the
say
Christmas
this.
episode.
I think for the most part, Davy Moore was probably one of the best writers when it came to using characters, with some exceptions. Henry Spots Trouble.
Oh, that episode
Well,
was painful.
Oh yeah, God, that episode.
I don't like that episode, but it is in line with what they were writing at the time, I would say.
Yeah,
Like
but
that is in
I
line
mean,
with
I
the
still
event.
think
It doesn't
it's
change
the
the
worst.
fact that Henry is a fucking idiot in the episode. Like,
It's
I-
the worst Dark Hero episode. Without a doubt.
But I'll always say that the Beast of Sodor, I liked Henry's like standing up for himself moment in that episode. I thought that was cool.
And I just don't go with that characterization of Henry. I just find it total. I just find it to be absolute character assassination.
To be honest, the main reason I dislike it is not because of what they do to Henry, but because I watch those episodes and think, I've seen this before. You could put that story into any other kids show, and you'd have to change very little of it. I think that's why I dislike it, because it's very generic.
Generic, yeah.
that's kind of the issue with a lot of the things in the CGI series, even prior to the Big Adventures era. It's kind of generic with some of the story ideas they take. Some things that just don't exactly fit into Thomas.
Guarantee you, take any episode from the CGI series, spin them on a roulette wheel, and whichever one it lands on, guarantee it wouldn't take that much to convert it into like a Bob the Builder episode or a Ghost and Pad episode.
Think about it. What the fuck does Who's Jeffrey have to do with the theme of Thomas being about a show about trains?
Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
episode.
no.
I
I
was
can't
not-
stand Who's Jeffrey. Just wait.
Yeah.
I kind of like that
the thing
episode, to be honest.
Like the thing is, I don't mind the episode itself, but it kind of showcases that the CGI era isn't exactly as a show about trains as people like to say it is.
It's just a show. The CGI series is a show where the characters just happen to be trains. That's it.
I think
Yeah.
Who's Jeffrey, it kind of encapsulates season 19, where like the focus went away from the trains and more to the characters. Because like that story wouldn't work in the Railway series, I don't think. Like this story is about telling a lie.
If
It just doesn't
anything,
work.
I
It
think
feels
if
too
anything,
childish.
I think season 19 marked the shift from the show being about trains to just being about characters. Sure, you had your episodes that played into those themes, but if you really look back at it, season 19 is where you really start to notice a shift.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I do think that series 17, series 17, 18, but 17 especially are really overlooked.
Like,
Just hang
in
on a
my
second,
opinion, I
lads.
think
Are
season...
any of you willing to drop because we got another person wanting to join?
To be honest, I might drop stuff because, to be honest, I was planning to do a story recording soon anyway, so I might do
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
good luck to you, lads.
See ya.
Bye, you two.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
But yeah, it is very. I remember. I think the
Good day.
Hug said that. He said that all
Hello.
the CGI episodes, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the CGI episodes end with all the characters laughing. And once you notice that, you can't notice it.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Like, it's such a the way the episodes always end with characters laughing, it's literally just like the dance party cliche from DreamWorks movies.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if like they ended an episode of them all crying,
Series 17 is the best of the.
like subverted it?
Guys, my wife died.
What?
Very nice.
What?
Could you imagine? I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, could you imagine if the Duke story ended with like Thomas saying, "Yeah, Duke didn't make it out of the shed," and then all the engines in the CGI stories start laughing? Like, what a good story, Thomas. And versus the classic series where it would have been, that wasn't a happy ending.
Oh, I didn't
What's
know
the
Doug was
story,
owned by the Kerry City Council. I mean, what?
It's just like the CGI series does have its good episodes, but my god, it's so full of generic cliches.
Well, you can
Yeah.
argue that with the hit era as well, in particular. I feel.
Yeah, but to be fair, that wasn't trying to recapture what made Thomas great. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
still generic is generic.
Here's the difference. Seasons 8 till 16, they were still genuinely about a train show. It's just that they weren't exact. It's just that they were trying to be their own style. And then season 17 onwards tried to was also its own thing in terms of storytelling style, but it tried to recapture elements from what made Thomas previously great. But as it went on, I'd say from season 19 onwards, it shifted towards just being a kid show about characters, not about trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely, in the words of Unlucky Tug, the show used to be about trains. And I think that definitely applies to Thomas after series 19, because a lot of the stories are a lot more focused on like spreading rumors or lying or being honest with your friends rather than...
Yeah.
Or about things that just don't feel right to be in a Thomas story. Like I think it's especially obvious when you consider how little the crew matters in the CGI series.
Remember how the moral of Henry Spot's Trouble was that children get chickenpox or something?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That is not a moral you can do with trains.
I think the strangest part with the crew is how they really pick and choose where they have them and where they don't, because
Yeah, that's weird.
in episodes like the smaller engine stories, they'll have the crew be active characters, interact with the engines, and then they'll just be mindless robots and stuff like turning on Sodor.
Yeah, it gets a bit confusing. Like when you look at like Journey Beyond Sodor, like were the Steelworks men actually like keeping Thomas's crew captive? Like, because like that seems to be the implication. I just don't understand. Like,
yeah, why they're okay with this?
Like, are they actually enslaving Thomas's crew?
I mean, they could literally
and
just
also
unlock
think about
the gate.
it. And like the thing is, I think the only reason why the crew was so active in the Small Railway adaptations is because one, they were adapted from stories that featured them anyway, and because the crew sticks out like a sore thumb with the Small Railway engines, while with the others you can just hide them in the cab.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I think that I would have just at this point in the show, I just wouldn't have featured them at all.
Which makes it even weirder with like a Samson episode. I hate that Samson doesn't have a cab because like his crew just doesn't turn around and look that they have express coaches.
I feel like at this point in the show, if you're going this extra mile in terms of the character's individuality and also the sort of more absurd scenarios, then just don't have the bloody crew.
I know they kind of wanted to eat their cake and have it too, if you know what I mean. Like they wanted to have the crew there, but they also wanted to do like Emily Saves the World at the same time. So
that's something I'll give all engines go credit for. At least they understood we don't need the fucking crews if we're not going to focus on them.
I think it does come down to who the writer is in the specific episode.
It doesn't matter who the writer is, right? It wasn't until season 24 that Thomas's driver finally started speaking again.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting what they did with Sonny. Like they actually had like a dialogue with him and his driver. I mean, they did that with Sailor John too. So like I don't know. I think it's interesting when they actually make the driver a human as well.
I do like the one thing I do like from Marvelous Machinery is that little chase with Thomas and Sonny, and they just show Thomas's driver being a badass.
You know what's funny about that?
There's nothing to like about Marvelous Machinery.
I did like that they used humans more in Marvelous Machinery. I'll give that special some credit.
Marvelous Machinery is just weird.
There's nothing good about it. It's utter shit.
It does have its good elements, but it's just a mess at the same time.
No,
I was confused when somebody pointed out when the robot's dancing, you just see Glyn speeding away in the background at like top speed.
Oh no, I am out of here.
What was the color of ice cream we wanted? Blue flavor?
I think that was meant to be like a regional thing. So like if he set a specific flavor, but it doesn't exist in other countries, they could be like, oh, let's just make it a regional thing and just say it's blue flavor.
Blue flavor. I just never get over that. Is it blue flavor? Like, can't you say like, I don't know, raspberry or something? Like, I don't know.
Is it
does it have blue flavor? Oh, gets jizzed on with blue ice.
I do find it actually. I kind of like that he says blue flavor because, like, he drives a blue car, he has a blue wife, he has blue engines.
He has
Like, so his favorite ice cream is blue flavor.
He has a yes, Lady Hat. Yeah, I remember. She is definitely blue.
Well, she wears a blue dress.
Yes,
Where's blue clothes?
She's
She,
blue.
she probably has a blue passport.
But you know, I think the reason why Marvelous Machinery might have been why it was such a mess was because of the fact it was written by two people who hadn't been involved with the show for like 6 years at that point.
You know what?
You want to know a cursed fact? A cursed fact here. The same person who wrote Calling All Engines also wrote Marvelous Machinery.
That's not surprising.
He co-wrote
They
it, and
also
also,
wrote-
hang on.
they
The
also
guy
wrote
who
Henry
co-wrote
Zero.
Marvelous Machinery also wrote the episode that introduced Elizabeth.
You know,
And they
you
wrote-
see,
they
Paul
wrote
Larson's the
Henry
type of guy where you don't know what you're going to get. One day you're going to get a not so slow coaches. The other day you're going to get a Marvelous Machinery.
I mean, the thing is with Paul Larson, it's like he just comes and goes. Like he was consistently on the show from season 6 till 12. Then he left for 5 seasons. Briefly came back in season 17 and 18, but now co-wrote his episodes with Laura Baumann. I think that's how you pronounce it. Then they left. Then they left again, and then they briefly returned for season 24.
You know, I find it interesting about Paul Larson. Larson means to set fire to things. I think maybe.
I think that's arson. I think you're thinking of arson.
Oh, sorry. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yeah, Paul Larson, like he wrote Henry's Hero. He wrote a lot of really great Jack in the Pack episodes.
Yeah,
And currently, and the thing is, I think Paul Larson the funny thing is, Paul Larson never left Hit Entertainment itself.
And
Yes,
he
he
wrote
was
his
working on the other shows.
Henry Snow. That's a really good one. He's written a lot of really good
Like,
stuff.
you want to know what Paul Larson was doing while he left Thomas out after season 18 again? You want to know what he was doing?
What was he doing?
What was he
He
doing?
was being the co-head writer for Fireman Sam,
Dun dun dun.
and he still is, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Paul Larson will ever write For All Engines Go? That's a question.
no, I bloody hope not.
Not because he. I'm not saying because he doesn't want to. I'm saying because All Engines Go is a Canadian show.
Yeah, no.
And-
All engines go from what I've heard. It's like 99% Canadian.
That's because of a law, by the way. It's like shows that are produced in Canada must have as many Canadians or at least North Americans involved as possible.
That's
I
fucking
mean,
weird.
I'm curious as to how Michael got involved then, because I thought like maybe it was like a Mattel-owned thing or something, and like maybe
I
other writers might
presume,
show up or something.
I presume he just stayed on, like the probably like Ian McHugh said. Oh well, we're changing direction. This is what we're doing. We're doing All Engines
Ian
Go.
McHugh fucking
Who won?
hates All Engines Go.
Well, he got to make money somehow, doesn't he?
Ian McHugh
Yeah.
isn't even involved with All Engines Go.
You know, like he's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, who
Okay,
knows?
well.
I mean, who knows anything about All Engines? Who actually pays attention to All Engines Go? I
Well,
don't.
yeah, like I say,
I kinda do.
I mean,
that's
if I see
fair enough.
something interesting, I'll look into it. Like the Green Crane, for example, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no,
I was actually surprised. Like, what the fuck is that Green Crane doing there?
Why didn't they like it's so weird to see like Carly, like a real Carly from Thomas in like All Engines Go.
She was a rubbish character.
And then she's just like right next to that.
She's sitting
crane
next to it's so weird.
And like the crane, like I think the crane is settled at Harwick. I think.
I really wish they brought back Beresford. That would have been so cool. Imagine seeing Beresford. Like he fits in with All Engines Go.
That would have made it worse.
Yeah, he
No,
was.
Beresford is awesome.
Beresford sucks. He's the worst part of Joe and Beyond Sodor.
Does Ian McHugh like All Engines Go? From what we know, he doesn't.
If he would, I'm sure he would have asked if he could be involved somehow. So,
Yeah, well,
I still wonder why Keith couldn't come back to play Gordon in the UK double all and just go. That's probably because Keith wasn't asked or he wasn't aware.
Exactly.
No, they got rid of everyone.
I think it's because of the fact that All Legends Goes UK dub is produced by a different company.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
this has been fun, fellas, but I must go.
Okay.
Are we that boring to you? Are we that
It's
insulting
a
on your
shame.
feelings?
It's a shame.
Are we that mentally taxing?
Exactly. I mean, yes, and also I should probably do stuff because there was some stuff I need to do, but then I saw that you've moved it up. I saw that you
Give me a second.
I should probably get on, but
Okay.
but yes,
Well,
anyway,
anyway, nice talking to you again.
nice
Maybe we'll
talking
do
to
this
you.
another day.
We should do this again sometimes. Anyway, hurry, please. I
Yes.
must go quickly to the country show.
I must hurry to the country show.
I probably have to go in half an hour as well, just so you know. But
Oh, that's
I love Cameron's video, like with the ducks, and they're like actually duck coming out of the vans. You'd ever see that parody of Wonky Whistle?
I don't think I have.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I think it was by Cameron. I think it's like from 2015. Where like he took the audio from Wonky Whistle, but like he kept on interchanging like all these train models. It's really funny.
Oh, I'll have to see if I can find it.
Oh, I actually rewrote Wonky Whistle recently.
Yes.
Yes, you did. And I read the script. It was very good.
You know, I was sort of thinking, okay, I'll just take the name and the concept of a Wonky Whistle. I won't write about a country show.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
Just like, okay, there's no way I can make Thomas taking pigs to the country show work. I'll just have it so the whistles are wonky. I'll include Henry because Thomas never really interacted with Henry in the first 5 seasons.
Well, he did a little
Fish?
bit.
I think Fish is the only one I can think of at the moment. Fish.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Something in the air. Then I think
Oh,
that's
sorry, I was calling Fish something in the air. Or something in the air, Fish. Anyway.
Thomas and the Guard, maybe?
Perhaps.
Well, they don't directly interact. They just share screen time.
You know, just like Thomas is just like, you're a true fat. And then fucks off.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Thomas
it's
then.
interesting how like Thomas and Henry have completely reversed. Like when you look at their first scene together, in like where Thomas calls him too fat and he needs exercise, versus like later on, he'd probably Henry be the one to be like, you know, really dismissive to Thomas.
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting concept for a story.
Well, no, that's what I was basically doing with Wonky Whistle. I basically had Henry talk shit.
Yeah, I also liked how you had it at like Elsbridge, you know, kind of like harking back to that scene.
No, because if you're gonna have Thomas interact with the mainline engines and still have him be on his branch line, Elsbridge is the best place to do it because I think that's like the only place you can actually.
I mean, hey, you've got the map, so you've got like Knapford, you've got Titmud, you've got like Elsbridge. Oh, and there's even that like new loop line.
What did we all think of those leaks?
So fascinating.
They were
So
crazy,
fascinating.
weren't they?
Yeah,
And the
no.
weird thing is, there's still more to come out. Like, you know, because we know that Tom has like pack models that the pack models weren't leaked. So I'm not that he has them, but he has pictures. So that's what I'm really interested
The
in.
reference photos of the pack models.
The Jack and the Pack photos are already
They're public. They're in a Google Drive somewhere. Like I've seen all the reference photos of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that we got to see
Yeah,
Elizabeth's
public
little
months ago.
trailer.
Like,
Isabella.
Oh, sorry, Isabella.
yeah.
I wonder, was that a thing in production
It's
that
still kind of
the
surreal that the guy who called Tom out in the first place is, you know, a disgraced himself.
What?
I mean, apparently, Tom has the script for the Down the Mine pilot and for the Missing Coach.
Yes.
You know, allegedly, we don't want to get into legal trouble now, Will. Remember this.
I think we all learned from
if it's true.
I think we all learned from the Magic Railroad director's cut that I don't think anyone cares. Like, nobody's going to take legal action. I don't think.
You see, I've only noticed that with this fandom in particular that behind the scenes content is a bit of a touchy topic.
Well, I don't know. Because I think to other fandoms, there's no other fandom like the Thomas one. I don't think the Thomas one is very unique in that there's so many old grown men in it. It's just so.
You can say that on a lot of fandoms. A lot. Have you seen Star Wars?
Well, yeah, I suppose Star Wars is probably arguably the biggest fandom in the world. I think.
There's people in the 50s still liking Star Wars. And there's Thomas.
Well, the important thing is that look back at what it was like in 2018 versus now in terms of information. We would have never dreamed of the stuff we have now.
Yeah, no, we really wouldn't have. What reference photos did we have in 2018?
Well, we certainly didn't have any ortho projections anyway.
Because, see, here's the thing. I remember my aunt printed off a bunch of the way they had the front view images of the ortho of the reference of the ruler photos on the website at some point. Yeah, my aunt printed all those off for me, and then when I realized they were a rare thing now, I was like, damn it, I should have kept those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember actually being really young and going onto the website and looking at those photos and thinking I have a distinct memory of seeing Scarlowy with his buffers missing. Because I remember it being really weird. He had a cross face on and his buffers were missing.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And I remember seeing Cranky too, yeah.
Just a shame where Cranky is now.
Yep.
I look at Molly and I get upset.
I look at
Is it bad that I wish Molly had come back into the CGI series? Because I feel like she would have really. I feel like I'm the only one who likes Molly in the world.
Well, see, I love her from a design standpoint. I love her for that. I can't stand.
No, but I like her. I like her personality too, Spencer. I like that she's shy and kind of I love that sort of shy girl personality. I think it's really interesting, and it really contrasts with Emily.
In the nicest possible way. I don't care.
You see, that's the thing with most hit-air characters. I like them, but I just don't care. I don't care about them. There's nothing that I don't personally feel for any of them, other than just pure nostalgia, which, to be honest, nostalgia can only do so much.
Exactly.
I'll admit, I'll enjoy watching Season 8 as much as any hit-air activist would. But in reality, I know it's shit.
Yeah, I enjoy watching. I don't enjoy. Actually, no, never mind. I can't add to this point because I don't enjoy watching Thomas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here then. I know.
I enjoy reading Thomas.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
See, the problem
Did you get the drink?
I'm currently I'm cooling it down at the moment.
Okay.
You're not too intoxicated at the moment, Jerome, are you?
I haven't drunk. Fuck. I haven't consumed.
I swear
any
to you, officer, I'm not
yet.
drunk.
Okay, Josh, explain. Explain. We'll wait. Take as long as you need to type that up.
I mean, I don't like the Miller, I don't like the Nitrogen era. I like the sets, but I just wish they.
Dog shit.
I like what they were going for. I don't mean the generic countryside set. I don't like that. I like the tree line set. I don't like that at all.
No, even the location sets looked like shit because they were riddled with flaws.
Well, I mean, yeah, like Brendam Docks, for example. I love Brendam Docks, even though the sidings don't go anywhere. But that was a thing that they probably copy pasted from the model series.
Well, no, if you look at the season 7 behind the scenes images of Brendan Docs, it's not like that at all.
Yeah, what they did was, I think, I think they're all from like series 12 or something, like, or series 11, because like they look pretty much identical to those sets.
Yeah.
I will always hate Knapford from season like 13 to 16.
There's one really annoying thing about Knapford. It's there's these boxes on the platform, and they're always there. If you look at like any shot of Knapford in CGI, I think it's platform 3 and 4. There's always these boxes sitting on the platform, and it's so annoying.
So, about the fact that that Ashima is now in All Engines Go.
Oh, have we heard her voice yet?
No, the trailer that was released only featured was only like a little snippet of a musical number that I guess is in her introduction episode.
I wonder are they gonna reference anything previous beforehand? Or are they gonna act like they know her, or is she gonna be new entirely?
I can imagine they're gonna go with the young Bao approach where the characters already know her.
So
I wonder,
the thing with All Engines, the thing that's weird about All Engines Go is that is that despite being a full-on reboot, it still expects you to know who the characters are.
It expects you to know who Young Bao and Ashima are.
I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say that they're probably going to reference The Great Race, just because of how memorable I would say that movie was. Maybe.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I think the thing with The Great Race, I think it's due to the fact that it was completely over-marketed, that it sticks in our minds so much, and it seems like more successful than it actually was, because I'm not 100% sure how well it did.
I don't know if it was successful or not.
It was the second most successful Thomas film in theaters.
Okay.
At least in terms of release for the CGI films, it did really well in China.
I mean, I went to see it in cinema, so.
I did well in China. I didn't know that.
I was really hyped for The Great Race, and then I was disappointed.
I've got to be honest. I quite like The Great Race. I think it's got a wonderful. I think it's got wonderful music. It's got wonderful. I love it. I honestly think it was the direction the franchise should have gone. Is just The Great Race, because it was successful. That was the important thing. That it was actually successful.
Yeah, but it's also the reason why we went BWBA later on.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. I like The Great Race for on its own thing. I hate what it started.
Okay, well, Ian McHugh said. You go on, Jerome.
Fuck, I forgot.
Okay, well, Ian McHugh said that The Great Race wasn't meant to bring back any of the international characters except for Flying Scotsman or something. But I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that I don't know if I believe him, because you don't make 13 international characters and render them all and not do anything with them, and they put so much effort into all those characters. I have a feeling that they were planning ahead. They didn't necessarily know what Big World Adventures was going to be, but I feel like they were definitely bringing these characters in to then bring them back, because one of the first things they did when Big World Adventures was announced was they said that, hey, at least we're getting to see Ashima and all her pals again. I got a bit suspicious when that was, one of the first things they were talking about. That's just my theory.
It was stated they've been planning it since 2015.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But let's go to another thing. Bruno, that little shit.
That autistic chap.
Wait, he's autistic?
Yeah, he's meant to be on the spectrum.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I like that.
If you pay close attention to the trailer, he shows signs of noise sensitivity.
You see, I'm curious of how they're going to represent him for the spectrum.
Who's Bruno?
I mean, from what we've seen, he's noise sensitive.
Who is Bruno?
He's the brake van.
Wait, so like, is this like a thing now where like all the autistic characters have to have their name ending in O, like T.O., Bruno?
I don't know.
Like I say, I don't care about our engines go at all, so I don't pay attention to it, unfortunately.
How do we feel about Bruno's American design? He probably won't be American.
I mean, granted, Thomas Merchandise, but the old wooden railway still had that.
True.
Used that. So.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen like his design in Big World Adventures, like when Thomas and Nia are traveling through like the Amazon. I would have loved to have seen like a brake van like Bruno, but I don't know. I kind of.
Also, another thing, I love the fact how lazy they did his number.
Yeah, it's literally Gordon and Henry's repurposed.
Yeah.
Right, guys. I hate to cut this convo short, but I am going to go. If you
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine, Will.
It's all the same to you. So yeah, if you're still doing the stream in like an hour, then I might join back for who knows.
Okay.
Oh well.
All right.
Goodbye.
See
It's
you
nice
all
having
soon.
you.
It's nice chatting to you.
Yeah,
Yes,
nice seeing you.
always a
all.
pleasure. Here's an interesting theory. I always imagine Percy being autistic. I can see that with like the hit era and arc era. I don't know about classic though.
So, what are the traits that Theo and Bruno inhabit that make them autistic? Because we know that Bruno is noise sensitive. Okay, so that's one. And one thing I really liked about Theo was that he sort of did this thing where like he'd shake constantly, and I always thought it looked like he was stimming himself, and I always found that very interesting.
I always saw it as the thing where it's like say when you're just wait, I'll show my camera. Basically, he'd be like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
That's what I saw it as.
I thought the same. Yeah. But that's just a theory.
Silence be like.
Awkward silence. So that
I am
behind the scenes
dead.
material, am I right?
That's just a theory. Thomas. I can't tell you the amount of times people have said that to me.
Wait, is my camera on? No.
I just came across a really funny edit on Twitter. Somebody said, "Guys, I have a confession to make. 13 years ago, I stole the Great Manitoba. Please, guys, I'm sorry. Don't hate me." And there's just a Photoshop of the Toby next to this person's cat.
So.
Okay. Here's something. I don't like Emily in the Middle.
Yeah, that episode sucks ass.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because I feel like this is just going out on a limb, but like, and I don't know if I agree with this, but one suggestion Master Lemons made was what if they made Emily like her season 8 persona, where like she was kind of bossy and she was the problem.
That could work.
I mean, it could work, but would it work in like series 21, where like Emily's kind of a different
You see,
character?
that's the thing. It wouldn't work in season 21. It would have to be like a hitter era episode.
Or even like maybe series 18, where they were like still experimenting.
Yeah.
That's one criticism I have of the Brenner era. It's that like they never really. I don't feel like Emily ever got anything to do.
No, she got some of her best episodes out of the CGI. Like she got best engine ever, which was
Surprisingly, I don't actually give a fuck about that episode.
Fuck you, Jerome. Fuck you. Get out of
I
here.
wish I had a character in Thomas. Like Jerome has Jerome, Spencer is Spencer. I don't have any characters.
Yeah, but the character that shares my name is a fucking crane.
A generic crane number 5. Wow, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm at least well known amongst the fandom.
I'm just the German of sword.
Oh no, my phone's dying.
Quick,
Get that charger hooked up.
hang on. Quick, punch the phone.
No, it's too late. I'm dead. I'm still here.
We lost him, boys. we lost
the
him.
boss. He's dead.
We lost him. We fucking lost him.
Where? Time to kill myself. No.
No. We're gonna get demonetized. No, Jerome. No. We've been demonetized.
We've come on, we've cursed so many times now. So
yeah, no, we have. I know. You see, we've cursed so many times that even if I was monetized, still, we wouldn't be monetized anymore. Okay, guys, what adaptation should I do after Emily's Army?
Yeah.
You guys have any suggestions?
Ding.
Ding. That's a very good story.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Excuse me. Stop posting about Among Us.
That's pretty fucking sus.
I'm tired of saying it.
I go on TikTok, there's Among Us. My girlfriend keeps posting about Among Us.
I sent her a picture of my ding dong. Oh God.
No.
Who knows? Maybe we'll stay around for a few more minutes. I can get my beer and start drinking up on the.
Yes, Jerome. Drink the pain away.
Chug, 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 chug.
Hey, I only have one beer, so shut up.
Chug,
Chug,
chug, chug.
Okay, guys, what DVD should I play in the background?
Joe Mama.
Yes, I will play that.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That wasn't never. Wait, was that released on Blu-ray or DVD?
Yeah,
Or
it
that
was
on
on. Yeah, it is on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By
I
the
thought it
way,
was
No, but it's on
by the
Blu-ray.
way,
I think it's not-
are you guys looking forward to the upcoming Railway Series audio collections?
Oh yeah, those are going to be cool to see. Like I'm
Think about it. Think about it. The first audio collection has the 3 Railway engines: Henry the Green engine, Gordon the Big engine, Edward the Blue engine, Gallant Old engine, Mountain engines, and Oliver the Western engine.
Wait, are these Mark Marhin?
So
No, we have no idea who's narrating them, but these will be the first time the Railway Series has been published on audio in over 11 years.
Deadly. That's really cool.
When was the last one? Last time we did that.
Michael
Was that Mike
Angelus's Railway Stories 6th volume.
Was that
Wasn't it
were
in the
those the ones with
2000s?
Angelus?
That was the one where he
Yeah.
narrated. That's one where he narrated Branchline engines, Gallant Old engine, and Stepney the Bluebell engine.
Okay.
But we have no idea who's narrating these yet.
Imagine if they got Michael White to do it.
No. Imagine if it's just like one of the Thomas voice actors, like Keith Wickham.
Oh, Keith Wickham.
I'd love that.
Oh,
I think
love
Keith
that. I
Keith
just
would be
love
great.
that. Like the Railway Series dialogue coming out of the CGI voices.
Could you imagine his Gordon voice, his James voice, his Topham Hatt voice? That'd be great.
I wonder what his
And
Thomas
all
voice would
in
be
just
like.
and I bet you just get to hear him voice characters that he didn't even voice in the show. Like you could hear him voice Thomas for all I care.
Lord Harry.
Would his Thomas be good though? I'm just wondering because he's got a very deep voice. I mean, he could do James and Percy. Well, he can't really do Percy.
No,
but-
Keith did voice Percy.
Oh no, I know he did, but I mean, well, I didn't really care for his Percy voice. If I'm being honest.
I mean, the thing that I just find interesting is that think about it. If if they adapted the 3 Railway engines instead of combining it with Thomas the Tank Engine, they could have literally in the UK dub. They would have literally just needed Keith Wickham.
I kind of wish Keith Wickham was like, like the way when they went to CGI, they like did all the voice actors, like Thomas got a voice. Wouldn't it be cool if Keith Wickham just did everyone like the narrator did previously? Wouldn't that be interesting?
So like you have a narrator, but then you have Keith voicing all the male characters.
Maybe maybe the females could have their own voice, like Annie and Clarabelle and Emily could have girl voices or something. But I think that'd be interesting.
But still, the fact that that in the audio collection, one of the first books is Mountain Engines, like what?
Oh,
When was the last time that books like? Well, I suppose it would have been 2015 when they re-released the Coldie.
Yeah, but it
Could
hasn't
you
been adapted
imagine-
onto. Yeah, but hang on, it hasn't been adapted for audio since Willie Rushton's narration.
When what, was that? The 60s?
Yeah,
He
I think it
doesn't-
was the 80s.
I wasn't in the 70s.
I'm just
Whatever,
thinking.
but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, if they get Mark Marhin to do like Mountain Engines, we could totally have like a mainland studios, like actual Brenner era episodes of Coldie
No,
Fell.
we couldn't. We couldn't because Cam lost nearly everything on from his hard drive.
What, did he really?
Wow.
Yeah, the hard drive crashed or something like that, and he lost
Oh, was he-
almost everything.
Oh
he
my
lost
god,
all his
that's so.
models?
Like he still has his train stuff, but most of his CGI like rigging stuff is lost from what I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's annoying.
That really sucks. I feel very bad for him because, like, yeah, that sucks. You know, yeah,
That's
because
like-
I
That's the
It-
equivalent of
it
just getting your
sucks
entire
still,
video
though.
translated. No, we. Okay.
I've never really got that phrase. Like, it sucks. Like, it sucks what exactly? Okay. You know, I was thinking about Big World Adventures. I was wondering because, you know, I don't really care for any of the international episodes, and I feel like they could have done interesting stuff. And I am actually working on a few interesting things at the moment with Tom. But
I was just going to say, like, you're working with Thomas Fan 2002 on stuff.
yeah, I am. Yeah, and I won't say what I'm working on, you know, because we want it to be a surprise. But I'm just thinking about like how much more interesting they could have made, like exploring other railways and things like that, like real railways. Like, you know, great race characters based on real railways. It's such an interesting concept. But I'm just wondering, wouldn't it have been cooler if, like, instead of Big World, Big Adventures, we just got maybe 4 more or 3 more Brenner seasons?
Yeah, like that. You see, I will never hate Wubba or All Indians Go for what they are. I will hate them for what they could have been, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I will always be ashamed of the missed potential with things.
Like, because, for example, I feel like I was thinking about how Lorenzo Solo could really work as like an Oliver episode, like Oliver Solo, but like you swap out Beppy with Toad. I thought that could be interesting. And like, you know, you could swap out Gina with Duck, and you could have, instead of Lady Dame or whatever she's called, it could be Alicia Botti. I think that could be a fun concept.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like a lot of this.
I find it funny that Alicia appeared in like the Nitrogen era, but then just proceeded to not exist.
I don't know why they didn't use her in Big World Adventures. Like, you know, they have like foreign characters like Alicia, but like when they actually need an Italian opera singer in the Big World Adventures episode, they made a different character. I don't get that.
Like, my only theory is that maybe her render was lost when they were switching over to ARC.
But I mean, they could have still used like the Lady Dame or whatever her name is model and just called it Alicia. Like, I just don't know why. I mean, maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's why she is a different character.
I'm trying to think, is that just the same model repurposed?
No, it isn't. Because I looked at the 2 models. It's definitely different.
Oh, okay. Well, because Alicia Botti to me has always been one of those interesting characters that just sort of appears every once and again.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, because you know the way they kind of pushed the pack in Series 23? I feel like if that was a Brenner era season, that would have been like a whole arc, wouldn't it? Like Brenda and Darcy, and that would have been a lot of fun.
Well, not an arc as we've been discussing, as there are no real arcs. But yeah, I see what you mean. Sure, I'm on the Discovery DVD.
Well, I use the term arc
pack episode
very loosely.
Yeah.
So Spencer, what do you think of Digs and Discoveries?
I have mixed feelings on it. There's some good bits in there, but it's like so.
I'm
it's
just
so
gonna say this. No, wait, no, you go first, Jerome.
it's just.
Is it
Weak.
good? Is it bad? Is it god off?
It's not
Let's take some
bad.
discoveries again.
It's the one where Thomas is in Italy and they discover Lorenzo.
I've never watched. I bet I've never watched that. Then,
It's just very dull.
and I
Very
haven't really
uninspiring.
watched any of the big world, big adventures stuff. Well, Michael White stuff is an exception because I think I've watched most of the episodes.
One thing I don't get about Digs and Discoveries is like they said that they're building a museum, but like they don't have like the big scene at the end where like the museum is built or whatever, and they're all like together and holding hands and saying about how great it is that they built it. It's just like because the last shot of the special is them sitting inside a construction site, and I'm just thinking to myself, what was the point of this? Like, because like in specials, like you kind of.
That would have been like in Calling All Engines. Instead of building the airport, it all just ends with them happy in the coaling plant.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. Like because like in Calling All Engines, like they're hyping up the airport and then they build it and they all chill out at the airport and then that's the ending shot of the special. But with Digs and Discoveries, I don't really get it. It's just me. I don't know.
Imagine a Thomas series based on Thomas going around heritage rallies in UK.
What else is there to think about?
Well, anyway, my opinions on Digs and Discoveries. Well, I'm just gonna say it. I don't like it.
I think the only time I was entertained was when I thought that Lower Sudbury was reused for a second, or Upper Brendan, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Nothing really much to say.
Now
on
I
Digs and
can
Discoveries.
see.
Also, I find it funny because on the DVD release, after the Digs and Discovery specials, they play like 3 more episodes, like Lorenzo Solo and 2 About Thomas, to like make it an hour-long special.
You know what's funny? They did the same with the Marvelous Machinery DVD, but they did a much better job editing it because unlike the Digs and Discoveries DVD where the episodes fade out, on the Marvelous Machinery DVD, they actually transition into the episodes properly and actually cut out the title cards.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So like the Marvelous Machinery one actually feels like a film.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a 70-minute long thing, isn't it? And like the last shot of the movie is with Hiro and Kenji, isn't it?
Yep. And then we
Which
get,
is kind of
and then we got how does a steam train work?
Oh Jesus Christ! Don't mention that song.
How does it move up and down the track?
the funny thing is, it doesn't even explain how a steam engine or a steam train works, or how a helicopter flies. Like, I mean, maybe I could be being pedantic here, but
I think it does for Thomas, but it doesn't explain how the fuck a helicopter properly works. Idiot.
it says like a helicopter spins its rotors around quickly, and that's how he lifts into the sky. I think that's sort of what they do.
So here's what confused me: they referenced Hugo in the song when Hugo hasn't been seen. Like
Wait, did they?
Yeah.
Did they actually say name drop him? Like,
Yeah, they name dropped him.
well, that's weird.
Marvelous machinery, marvelous machinery.
So, like, what's his name? Hugo did appear in Journey Beyond Sodor, which kind of implies that he was like in the background, in Thomas's dream, which kind of implies he's on Sodor. But
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I do wonder if Thomas went to Germany, would they have like had Hugo and Frida there or something?
I don't know, and I bet people would have been like, I bet if they did go to Germany, people would have been like, would have come to me and be like, are you offended by this?
Look, well, that's what everyone was like when Victor Danzig did that thing.
Like, I'm sorry, but from what I've seen, no one from the actual nationalities was was offended by BWBA.
Imagine if
Like-
they did an Irish episode where Thomas goes to Ireland for some reason.
Thomas joins the IRA.
Yes.
I think we did get some scenes of Ireland. We got exactly one shot in Blue Mountain Mystery, and they don't even show the dock, but like they are in a port in Ireland somewhere, and they lift Luke onto the ship, and that's it. So that's all of Ireland we see in Thomas.
Irish representation.
There
boys.
goes all your Irish representation.
Yeah,
Should've
it's all
got
of 2
Michael
seconds.
to write a
Well,
big role,
depending
big
on your
finish
opinion on
really good.
Luke, you did get one of the best CGI characters.
So like Luke and Millie, that's that's.
I love their dynamic, but I don't ship them.
It's kind of sad to think, though, that Luke had to be quietly retired, not because of the fact they didn't want to use him anymore, but because his voice actor retired from acting.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he retired in 2017, which makes Luke's brief speaking role in Runaway Engine his last acting contribution.
Come on, Millie, the gravel truck is this way. That's the line, isn't it?
Well, that's
I think that's like 2 to 3 lines.
Oh yeah, he also asked Millie, "Do you
Hang
share
on.
jobs at the castle or something?"
Oh, the device is not connected. We've lost Jerome. We lost the man.
Oh.
We lost
Oh,
the
that's
man in
okay.
action, boys. Action stations. We're getting him back.
I was going to ask him so many more questions about Germany. Not really. I wasn't going to ask him any questions.
What is the current? What's the current financial? What is the current financial state?
How is what's her name, Merkel?
How is them?
How's the franc?
How was the sugar tax in Germany?
He can probably. We're probably like live streaming in like another tab or something. You probably hear us.
Just like those fuckers, those dirty boys. They should get Conor McGregor to play a Thomas character. That would be gas. No, just no.
You know what? I think there was some. I heard somewhere. I could be wrong about this, but I heard somewhere that there is concept art of Harvey floating around.
Concept art of Harvey for what?
Like season 6.
Oh, okay.
Like from Tom's Props collection. Like it hasn't been released, but it is in the ether. As in like it might be released in one of those accounts. It's just a rumor, but I was very interested.
The accounts have stopped now, so we're not going to
Yeah,
get it.
so probably not. But ever since Tom made his statement, I think. But apparently he's brown, so like he's not like red. He's meant to be brown, like a chocolate brown.
Well, that would explain his take-along colors.
Yeah, there's a lot of toys that are like brown, and some earlier versions of season 6 were to have him at the waterworks.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of his take and play, like a lot of his character bios, say that he was at the waterworks, which is something I actually pointed out on Twitter a while ago. So I was very happy that I found out that was true.
Waterworks. I wonder how they would have directed a waterworks.
I love the idea of a waterworks. I really want to make one out of cardboard.
Tom Holland would actually be a good choice to play Thomas in a film. I don't think so. I think he's too young. Well, not that he's too young, but I feel like his voice wouldn't.
Daniel Radcliffe, young Daniel Radcliffe was a great Thomas. He was in
No, I feel
Robot
like
Chicken.
even now Daniel Radcliffe would be good for Thomas. Daniel Radcliffe is my Thomas.
I'm just filling in this map here of Sodor.
And then if we could just get the Top Gear trio to be the big engines, that'd be cool.
Henry, you infantile pillock. No, Gordon, you infantile pillock.
Trying to think who else could voice who. Who would be a good Percy?
I don't know.
Me.
Michael White. I don't know.
Adam, is this true?
Oh no. You see, let me explain this. So, like in my head canon, Rosie is named Howard. That doesn't mean Rosie is trans. What my explanation for Rosie is that because in the Railway series, all the engines are boys, so Rosie probably would have a male name. So I named Rosie, what is it, Howard, after her designer, Howard Hill. And I named Emily after her designer, Patrick. So Emily be Patrick in my headcanon. I
So
think
Rosie's last name is Howard.
yeah, just her name is his name or whatever is
Her
Howard.
name is
Yeah.
Rosie Howard. Is that it?
My explanation for Rosie in my headcanon is that she was like, I think, oh yeah, one of the daughters of the at the Crovan's Gate Works, her was having her birthday party, and so they added like white paint to the red paint and made the engine pink, and they drove it up the Farquhar branch line to what was it, Mrs. Kindly's granddaughter, who was also like the son of like one of the engineers in the workshop, and you know, it was like a surprise for her. And that was what gave the crew the inspiration for Rosie in the show. That was just my headcanon.
So guys, I'm back and I've got my beer.
You got light beer, okay? That's perfect. We can get wasted.
The thing I find funny is that it's Duff beer, so it's Simpsons themed.
Okay, get a woman to play Percy. We already did that in Magic Railroad.
And certain foreign dubs.
Did you know that this is something I didn't know, but the voice actress of Annie and Clarabelle in Magic Railroad actually makes a cameo at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, she was one of those like extras they had or something like that.
Yeah, I think she was at the desk with Stacey Jones. I think she was a black lady, and she was being served by her before walking off. So if you wanted to identify her, that was where she was in the scene.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's some good shit.
Quoting Perfect Cell there. I know your references.
Yeah.
We're not playing your game, Frieza. We're playing mine.
Oh, that's the good shit.
Percy works with a younger sounding voice. Well, that's fair. But still, I feel like you can have the engines have older voices while still sounding young at heart. Like John Bellis as Thomas, I feel is like a perfect example of like he sounds older, but you can tell that there's still a spring in his step.
Isn't that the Aleph Man guy that became the voice for a bit before they dropped him?
Yeah,
honest,
he was supposed to be the voice for Tom Tom, but because of test audiences, he was dropped.
Oh, that's a shame.
While I do think he's definitely the voice of Thomas, I am actually kind of glad they dropped him because I think he's a bit too old, if I'm being honest.
Nah, I think it works. I can see where Brit was coming from.
No, I see where Britt was coming from too, but I still kind of agree
It's
with the
still
test
an
audience.
interesting story about how he became.
Imagine if he became a Hollywood actor or something like that if he was kept.
You know, imagine, like, see, here's the thing, what if he was kept on? How would his career have progressed through that?
Who knows? Maybe
Well,
become a Who knows? Maybe he'd become a regular fuck, it's a B already.
I think one thing that upset me about Magic Railroad was the thing that what happened to Mara Wilson. Like she went through puberty during the filming of Magic Railroad, and so I think she had to wear like a binder or something for like some of her scenes, and you know, I think I get like a binder as in like to, you know, for her breasts, like it had to like
flatten them,
make it look like as if, you know, she wasn't going through puberty, because what happened was they filmed some scenes with her like pre-puberty, but then when she came back, she would have looked different in those shots. So they had the producers had to give her a
Essentially,
binder.
they had to make sure that her
Chest was consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I just like you can tell in those scenes that like Mara's very uncomfortable, you know, on set because she's going through puberty, and I just felt kind of bad for her.
But according to her, Brit was very supportive. So.
Yeah, so that's good.
No,
I can't believe she's related to Ben Shapiro.
I can't believe she. What?
I wonder how Patch's actor felt about that.
Didn't Patch like comment on Isle of Man porn?
That's exactly what I was referencing, John. How do you not understand that reference?
There's one picture of behind the scene picture of him where he looks really high. He's like, look, it's the picture of him looking at Lady.
What is the drug? What is the? Is weed legal in the Isle of Man? We need to know.
That would be.
I don't
nice.
think so.
Okay, here's something I feel like needs. Here's a topic of discussion. Britt didn't understand Thomas as much as David did. David knew Thomas was meant to be realistic. Britt thought it was magical. You see, I feel like you need a mix between the two.
I think people tend to kind of misunderstand it to some extent because when I look at it, up until Magic Railroad, the way Britt probably saw it is that it has a magical connection to people. That's what I'm thinking. Because in principle, Thomas is realistic, but it also captures like the childhood magic of like this wonderful world or all that shit.
I feel like Britt kind of took the word magic a little bit too literally. You know, like
I mean, the thing is, the magic is only really connected to the Magic Railroad. It's not directly connected to like Thomas's world itself. Thomas's world on its own is still realistic. At least
it's the David world.
It's like Sodor in Magic Railroad is like its own pocket dimension thingy, majim, but it's still not like magic is a regular occurrence on Sodor.
Like even with season 5, when it wasn't straight how said it was magic. It made you question. Like it always left you wondering, just like, was that real? Was that magic? Was it?
If anything, that's what makes season 5 so unique, in my opinion. It's the season that makes you question so much.
You know, you question a lot of things. Like I remember always watching the end of Rusty and the Boulder and being like, okay.
I don't know if I call season 5 magic. I think it's more like it's kind of playing around with the ghosts and the supernatural.
That's what season 5 is. It's cinematic. It tries to be as epic, as big as possible.
Well, yes, like the loads of explosions and all that. But whenever it like played with like, it always sort of played. It was kind of like Tugs in a way, and like you weren't really sure like whether it was canon or not. If you know what I mean. In the sense that, like, did 10 Cents and the Sunshine really see a ghost? You know,
that's a good question.
Did they see a ghost? Was I high?
Like, what were those ghosts? Like, they never. I don't think. I mean, maybe there's some explanation, but I don't know.
Like we know that the Tugs were like sleeper Tugs or some shit to like for 3 other frozen Tugs, but like the actual like space of Neptune like makes you question.
That's what makes it great, though. It leaves you up with questions that are basically best not answered. It's not like when you watch something and it leaves you with questions that you're like, can you answer that, please?
Well, that's what's so great about it, because everyone can have their own answer. Like, you know, my answer can be different from someone else's.
That's good.
Is that the beer?
Yeah. That's the good shit, man.
Oh, yeah, that's the good shit.
So you know that new map they have of, or not the new map, I mean the season 1 through 3 map of Sodor. You know that weird like X they have near Lower Tidmouth. Does anyone have any idea what that is?
It could be just
Like-
like a standard countryside set.
I mean, maybe it is, but I'm just not sure. Like it's right after Duck's New Station. Like there's that. It looks like it's Lower Tidmouth, but Lower Tidmouth is actually below it. So, but like it's got like a circle on it, and like I don't know what it is. It's
It
kind
could
of
be one
annoying
the
me.
new sets. It could be one of the seaside sets.
Could be.
Not sure.
But another thing that's kind of annoying me about the map is why is Duck's line so short?
Because we didn't have a lot of sets in season 3, I guess.
I mean, maybe because the branch line's new, because like it does say Duck's New Station, so maybe like the whole branch line is new, and maybe in series 3B, maybe there's more sets. I don't know.
Well, we
But
do
you-
see Holchoff.
I really want to see season 5's map, season 4 and 5 maps.
I want to see the Skarloey map.
That'd be cool.
I just want to know what that other side of Sodor looks like, because I think somebody pieced it together and it's meant to be like a complete loop. So like the Skarloey Railway in the TV series is meant to be like a loop, so you go all the way around. I think that's what it's meant to be.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's interesting.
What?
Okay, so apparently someone said that Tom Props has like season 5 blooper reels or something like that, and someone just made a tweet about what it apparently contains.
What does it contain?
Season 5 bloopers? That's
Apparently
my dream.
it's like some it's like an alternative shot of the burning tankers from Thomas Percy and Old Slowcoach. An angle from James in the Trouble with Trees. You know, the one where James's front wheels are derailed, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they actually do have a take where they weren't, but they didn't end up using it.
Okay.
And you know that one shot from Rusty and the Boulder with the front where we're like looking at Reneus, like when he starts reversing?
Oh yeah, there's like one where say we don't see that thing?
It's the one where we accidentally see the pole that's attached to the camera.
Yeah.
Apparently he falls off the set and someone catches him.
Oh.
It's like, my goodness, Tom, just show us this.
I have one question and one question only. Does Tom have the blooper where Bertie kills a bunch of passengers at a bus stop? That is the one I want.
Like, see, here's the thing. I'm not going to say that Tom should share all of this because, like, I know he's trying to work on a documentary, but considering he's worked on it for over a year and there's been
2 years.
3 years.
Oh.
3.
3 years.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Too much.
Yeah. He's
Like-
working it
like-
for 3 years.
I was thinking a lot about this, you know, and I really feel like if Tom genuinely wanted to get this information out, why couldn't, I mean, this is just me saying, I mean, I'm not telling him what to do, but surely he could have like released it in parts, like, you know, part 1, part 2. Because like
Well,
the
that's what he
idea
did
of just
with
releasing
over
this
3 years.
whole video, like how long is it going to be? Like 10 hours? Like there's no way you can get all this information into one video. Like it has to be split up. I just can't see a way of it not being, because he has so much information. I just don't see how he could fit everything into this one video. But
Yeah, I don't
I-
believe
I-
that some pictures would be shown fully.
Or the season 5 blooper, that apparent season 5 blooper reel, like, Tom, for fuck's sake, just release the shit. We don't care about the documentary at this point. Just give us the shit that you wanted to release.
Yeah, yes, I would love to see footage interviews with the crew members. But I also want to see all the photos.
But like, how
You know
cool
what?
would it be?
Fuck it, I'm taking another shot.
Oh,
Oh no! I think Tom is going to be partially responsible for Jerome's kidney failure or liver
Believe it
failure.
or not,
Oh.
I drank myself to the point of a blackout on New Year's Eve, but I didn't suffer any sort of damage.
Oh, by the way, Jerome, I love that video of you reading.
Had you blacked
Gordon
out
and
when you
Thomas.
recorded Thomas and Gordon? Had you blacked out?
Oh,
when you recorded
yeah.
Thomas and Gordon?
That was so funny. I
Did you
love that.
black out?
The
for that
thing is,
part, or
that's
do you
not even
remember
the
that?
full recording. I was in a call with some friends of mine when I read that, and sometimes I would just be like, "Shut the fuck up."
You know, Tom's also making a remake of the 1953 pilot.
What?
Yeah, he started like early last year on it.
See, I'm curious, is there any actual 1953 pilot stuff, or is it all just gone?
There's the map. We all know about the map, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
Like,
I could imagine maybe there is some sort of production still of like the stuff being prepared, maybe, but that's it.
I wouldn't
do-
be surprised. Like this, I wouldn't be
I'm gonna
surprised if
be-
there was like a
I'm-
photo or something, like a photo of like the thing.
Yeah, there probably could have been a photo because Hornby Doblo Meccano Limited actually backed out of the adaptation and made them pay up because they modified the models. So they've had seen the models before and went live.
It is weird to think though how the sad story of Henry adaptation just sounds like something so nonsensical and something that just couldn't have happened, but it did, and we'll never know how it was.
Imagine if Tom's Pops had a picture all along.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has that down the mine image that we want to see.
He
Which one?
100% he has. I wouldn't be surprised if he had to call that pilot, but I don't know if he has. But like, come on, they made it in the 80s. That pilot is definitely out there somewhere, like
The
with
thing
some
is,
crew member.
it does exist in the Mattel archives, but it's damaged.
You see,
Really?
that's the thing. You need to restore this stuff. Like Mattel, if they want to profit off the classic series, they need to do it now before you can't do it.
But like the thing is, there is a still from the Down the Mine pilot that's apparently a mirror of one of Dalby's illustrations.
Yeah, the signal.
Oh yeah,
box
going on into the
and
bridge, isn't
one
it?
by.
Yeah,
the
and we'll never. That's like, unless they restore the pilot itself, that's the only way we get to see another glimpse of it.
Do you remember when
I
we
hope-
first saw the missing coach? How insane that was!
Yep.
Like, I remember seeing the Fat Controller's office, like seeing the blue carpet and the fireplace. I'll never forget that. It was so freaky.
That was.
It was like-
sus.
It was like seeing a missing episode. It was just insane.
Well, that's what we were seeing. We were seeing a missing episode, just none of the footage.
Yeah, I find it so ironic that like the missing episode is called like the missing coach. I think it's so funny.
No, like,
It's also a unique case because it's the only scrapped episode that was actually almost completed.
yeah, like there's we've seen concept art for episodes that didn't get completed, but other than that,
I love the idea of them like getting to the end of the episode and being, wait, well, how the fuck do we end this shit?
No, it's just like
Brit just comes on the set and is like,
wait, it's just like Brit comes into the office and is like, what the actual fuck is this story? You know what? Fuck it. Let's film a.
Drums drunk.
Yeah, I think the beer's getting to me.
Let's film Thomas and Trevor.
which episode do you think was the replacement in your head?
Probably better late than never because of the amount of stock footage.
That's a good theory. That's
Do you think that
possible.
episode is 100% stock footage, or could you? I wouldn't be surprised if that episode was 100% stock footage.
No, Better Late Than Never isn't 100% stock footage, but it uses quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, that has to do with the intro, isn't it? Like the
Like
bridge,
first
the
minute,
viaduct scene.
those 3 shots.
No. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of the shots on Tom's branch line are just reused from season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite reuse of stock footage in the show is the opening of Wonky Whistle, where it's like so obvious that they reused all these shots.
Every single Nitrogen Era episode, except with the winter ones, nearly always reuses stock footage in the beginning.
Well, I actually looked. I combed through all the like openings to the Nitrogen era one day, and the funny thing about it is sometimes they wouldn't use exact stock footage. Like it's the same footage, but like they'd swap out James with like Diesel or something. Like they'd slightly change the train out, or like they'd add a brake van, or they'd take away a brake van. It was just really weird, and like all the shots are identical because it's Nitrogen, but like still weird.
Nitrogen's
It's
animation
like
was
that
just
same angle of
garbage.
Brendan Docks that I hate.
Again, I think I'll always I think I love their animation, but I just wish it wasn't so stilted.
How can you love their animation if their animation is literally so cheaply done? Like, there's so much green screening in it.
I don't know. I feel like the way they animated the engines, like it didn't feel as stilted. I would say.
They animated the engines like cars.
Yeah, but I feel like that was better than I would say making them bounce.
The thing is, the way Nitrogen animated them made it look like there was no weight on them either. Like the way they
I know they kind of I would call it like bobblehead physics, where like if you moved a bobblehead forward, they'd kind of shake forward. But honestly, I know it's unrealistic, but I kind of like that bounce they have in their step.
It's still
Okay,
bullshit, just as much as the body movements and BWBA. It's all
It's not. No, it's horrid. I hate it. Like the bouncing trucks. It's like that's miles in comparison to the slight jiggle the engines made when they would go around a bend.
Ian McHugh says there's plans to release in 2025. That's just a pitch that he's trying to do. It's not 100% confirmed.
But if they do it, I'll fucking purchase it and get it ported over to Germany so I can watch it on my TV.
You know, same. Like I would buy a season. Like if they did like a season 1 to 5 Blu-ray box set, instant buy for me.
2025 is going to be a depressing year because The Adventure Begins will be 10 years old and All Engines Go will be like, what, 7 or something?
No,
or
shut up,
9.
shut up.
We can't shut up the room. We have to feel old now.
I'm only turning 20 this year. What the fuck? You know what?
You'll be 30, or not 30. What age will you? Probably, wait, 20. You'll be 25, yeah.
In 2020, in 25, I'll be 23.
Okay.
I'm the oldest one here, being 23.
I think so, yeah.
I'm old.
Spencer turned 19 recently.
Last week.
Yeah. So you turned 19. German is turning 20. I am 20, and you're 23, John.
And 23.
Yeah.
Almost half the group here is in their 20s, while I'm in my late 10s.
Very, very, very late 10s. Basically 20s.
Oh god, it's gonna be. Imagine when we turn up to each other's weddings.
Please, like we're going to get married or have wives.
Do
you think Thomas fans are destined to be alone forever?
I remember meeting Rome when I was 18. He was a sound lad. He talked a bunch of shit. All Engines Go. We watched a movie together that we spent 3 hours criticizing and talking about.
Yeah, it took us 3 hours to watch a 1 hour movie.
It was a shame that they kept taking it down because I was enjoying watching it.
And then we watched 2 movies together. We watched Misty Island and the Race for the Solar Cup one. Fun times.
Misty Island is fun to watch. I would never rank Day of the Diesels higher than Misty Island just because of how much fun Misty Island is. Just on fun alone.
How was it fun?
You actually, you know what? Next time I get some alcohol with me, we'll watch one of the Thomas films, one of the bad ones.
Oh, one of the bad
Okay,
ones.
wait. I don't know. Which one? The Great Race is kind of. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad, but like it's kind of one of those ones you could watch with friends drunk.
Would you rather watch
I'd say, what about Day of the Diesels?
Yeah, there's Day of the Diesels.
Um, maybe.
King of the Railway's not bad.
I love King of the Railway. I kind of, the older I've got, the more I've kind of hated Tale of the Brave, if being honest. Like, I liked it when it came out, but it's the special I've returned to the least, honestly, besides Calling All Engines.
Yeah, I'm the same. I watched it in 4 years ago.
I don't know. It's just I kind of feel like a lot of it's just kind of dicking around on Sodor, Like an issue I have is the climax as well. I mean, I think the climax is cool, but I feel like the issue is like they have two climaxes really close to each other, and one of them didn't even matter.
My biggest issue with the Great Discovery is that it has no climax.
The Great Discovery does have a climax, and that's rescuing Thomas.
Okay, I was thinking about the Great Discovery one night, and I realized, now you can tell me I'm talking bullshit here, but I realized that it actually is reminiscent of being reborn.
What?
I know. Okay, so the tunnel represents the woman, right? And Thomas represents the man. And so Thomas enters Thomas enters the tunnel, right? And you can tell me I'm crazy, but he enters the tunnel and starts having a really fun time, which you could say is analogous to sex.
No.
Wait, let me just finish, okay? And Thomas exploding at the end, like this, I'm just saying in symbolism terms, Thomas exploding at the end is analogous to the climax, you would say, of intercourse. And then Thomas lands in a pool of water, but the shape of the pool is like similar to a birth canal, you would say, of the woman. And then Thomas drifts down the canal, and like it's kind of like Thomas being in what you'd call like hibernation, or like being in the womb.
You know what, guys?
And
Sorry,
then-
I need to head off now.
Okay.
Run as far as you can.
Okay, see you, lad.
I think I made Jerome leave. Oh no, why do I do this?
Just stop it here. Just stop it before it's too late.
Okay, maybe I should stop telling the story. But this is why I've never discussed it, this is why I've never said on Twitter or anything, because I know people would just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But
See the reason why people log off.
yeah, yeah, it was just a thought. Am I wrong? Or I probably am. Yeah.
No. It's not a symbolism of like being reborn. It's or at least not in that way.
No, but like that the what made me think that was the scene of Thomas going through the bush. I always thought about that shot was like Thomas being born, and I thought like being reborn.
You're talking you out of your ass here, Adam.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, it's a shame I made Jerome leave because I was enjoying talking.
No, I say he genuinely did have somewhere to be, but no, just
Okay.
Don't talk about that ever again. Please.
So, what do you think of Tell the Brave, Spencer and John?
It's okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's okay. That's all I can say. I haven't watched it in God knows how long.
Yeah, I haven't watched it for a while.
Anyway, let's mix around our order a bit. Look at me, I'm big. Look at me, we're all equal. Look at me, I'm big. Look at me, we're all equal.
Is there any like, what would you say, like specials like that your opinions have changed on the most?
I'd say Magic Railroad. At least from when I was a kid to now, because I used to love Magic Railroad, and now I can't stand its existence.
I think the human scenes in that movie are kind of,
I feel like even the engine scenes leave a bit to be desired.
Yeah, they do. It's a complete mess.
Imagine if there was an episode to explain how Thomas sounds different from season 19 onwards. That'd be too meta, I think. That would just be too meta because I believe it was it was the U.S. voice actor who left after season 18 because apparently he just wasn't getting paid anywhere near enough.
So,
Oh.
Spencer, you were thinking of getting, as you said, ripped, or were you thinking of like becoming a trainer or something?
No, I wasn't thinking of like becoming a trainer. I was just joking as and say I'm going to get ripped this summer.
Okay. Because yeah, I think that'd be an interesting, like, because you were saying something about a YouTube channel. I think that'd be.
Yeah, no, I was tempted to like set up a weight loss channel just to see what would people think.
Yeah, well, I think that's a really interesting, like you could definitely make a career out of that, I guess. If you're thinking about what you want to do when you're older or anything.
Mm. Okay, I just got this comment on my newest video. This is weird. In future appearances in your videos, can you please give Emily her season 9 to 12 whistle, please? If it's her better whistle than her original season 11, 7 or CGI whistle, please. What awesome!
Like so, Henry's whistle.
I never noticed the differences between the whistles from season to season.
I didn't really notice the difference between narrators.
Well, I knew you see, I feel like the biggest one is like I didn't notice the difference between Angelus and Mark Morgan at all. And I don't know if that's just because they sound similar or they were just Mark Morgan's tone, because when you hear them outside the recording booth, they sound very different.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tempted to do this now because I think I know what I'm going to do for my next adaptation, and I'll probably put Emily in the background, and I'll put her season 7 whistle in the background just to piss this guy off. How does that sound?
Sounds brill.
I want to make an animated show. That'd be cool to see. Well, did you see that the Odd Ones Out is making his own show?
A Netflix series, yeah. To be honest, I've kind of gone off him. I mean, maybe just me getting older or something. But I mean, I liked his Sandwich Subway series. I like a lot of his older videos. I don't know how to feel about his newer stuff, if I'm being honest. What do you think of him? Probably.
I still like his stuff. In the UK, Double Lost Treasure, Percy was voiced by Keith Wickham with Thomas, while Thomas is voiced by John Hassler. Wait, did Percy not change voice actors in? Well, but I'm going to outsource the animation to a different company. Okay. Here's a question: If you were to take any Thomas movie that's animated and put it into models, which one would it be?
Religion. Or Lost Treasure.
I don't know if I want to say Lost Treasure because Adventure Begins, totally, that'd be really cool. Imagine Black James in the model series. LBSC Thomas. I'd probably go for I'd love that. I don't know.
You see, I obviously want to go for Lost Treasure because that would just be pure respect, especially in season 5.
You know what? I'd really like seeing a model series. Misty Island.
What?
Misty
Jesus.
Island.
Not Misty Island. Just imagine if they did the Adventure Begins in the hit era. You see, I feel like that would be a massive downgrade. Because I'm not going to say that hit era visuals are bad, except season 12, because season 12 is rubbish. But I feel like most of the hit era seasons leave a lot to be desired, visual wise.
I'm just gonna add the map here to. Oh wait, I can't. Oh, it's not letting me.
If you can send it to me, I can screen share it.
Oh well, life goes on.
Life goes on. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers. I'm gonna make a copyright claim for that now, aren't I?
So, what, like, I think the era I think I associate you with the most, Spencer, is probably season 7, I'd say. Because just probably got to do with Knapford Sheds and all that. But, you know, you like to use those characters a lot, I think, in your videos.
Well, you know, see, seasons 1 to 7, no, like, the characters from 1 to 7 is my ideal core cast for the show. If you ask me. Because, like, I feel like with season 7, because, like, season 7, basically, you got the season set up to season 7 is all the characters that I care about. Like, I like seasons like 1 to 7. That's like that. Those are like, yeah, those are my characters.
Something that kind of annoys me about the, you know, the later model series characters like Dennis and Rosie and Molly is that they, well, not just they don't get enough love, but also that I kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're never really portrayed right, if you know what I mean. Like they're never
Well, they
quite
only
the
got one
characters.
episode.
Well, yeah, I know. They're like there's not really much to work with, but I wish that they were like extensions of the episodes. Like here's like a good example is Whiff's Wish, which definitely feels like an extension of Whiff's episode from when he was first introduced.
What do you think of all the new wiki changes? I'm personally okay with it. I don't see why people are complaining about it. Because, like, yes, you got the 3 separate canons, and that's really all you need. And personally, I like the way basically you go onto the wiki, and then you're like, okay, which canon am I basing this off of? And I'm like,
Well,
okay, I want to go for model series. So that means I click on the model one. Boom.
to be honest,
Easy as hell.
I at first I was kind of hesitant, and then after a while I got on board. But now, after actually, you know, using it, I've realized that it's actually incredibly inefficient. Like, you know, before when you used to search something on the wiki, you just go up to the wiki and you'd find it. But now, like, you've got to click into a million things, and I just all the clicking is so annoying.
That. All I do is type into Google, say the thing I want, say the location of the set, and then that will come up, and then it will take me to the main wiki page, being like, okay, do you want model series, or do you want Thomas and Friends Railway series, or All Engines Go?
And then you click the one. And, I don't know. It's so. I just find it so inefficient. Like, because before when you look up Knapford, you'd click Knapford, and then you'd go into it, and it'd say, it would, like the start would be Railway series, and then after that would be TV series. And I kind of get, you know, splitting them up. Like I understand that, but the whole point of Thomas and Friends was like comparing Railway series to TV series. I don't know. I feel like.
Well, see, I feel like that sort of makes it easier to compare them because you got 2 separate whole tabs. Being like, okay, this is specifically Railway series, and this is specifically TV series.
Well, another issue I have is not just the separation of that, but like the separation of the separation. So like now you've got like behind the scenes and gallery, and I can't feel
I
like
that because basically if you're looking for in particular things, like if you want strictly behind the scenes, you got the behind the scenes stuff. If you want the promo images, you got the promo images.
I don't feel like I can breeze through it as easy, you know. I mean, it's better than scrolling for 10 hours, I suppose, but I don't know.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing where, like, say if you want images of Knapford from like season 13, then you got to scroll through image after image after image of model series.
But you know, couldn't they have a thing like where you jump to that point in the page? You know, like I feel like you know, like at the top you could have gallery, and then it just jumps you to the bottom of the page. That maybe that would have been a good idea. I don't know. Oh, here's another idea. What if there was an option to have both? Like, so you could press the All tab, and it shows everything.
I think that'd be too strenuous on the servers. I'm not too sure how that would.
Yeah, maybe.
Ba-dum. Daisy is trending on Twitter.
I had an idea for a Daisy episode. Do you want to hear it?
Daisy's just such a fun character to write for.
Are you familiar with the movie Driving Miss Daisy?
No, I'm not.
It's this movie that came out in like the 90s, and it's about this white woman who, like in 1950s America, who befriends this, black, taxi driver, and like so he's always driving Miss Daisy around, and they're stopping off at places and just chatting. And it was meant to be a film about prejudice or something. And I was thinking, how fun would it be if they did like an episode in the Brenner era called Driving Miss Daisy, and they had like the mayor of Sodor, like Daisy used to bring the mayor of Sodor somewhere, and they like end up having a good time or something, kind of like Jitters and Japes, sort of. But instead of Doubting Hat and Thomas, it's Daisy and the mayor of Sodor. I thought that would be a fun concept.
What's the mayor of Sodor's name?
Didn't they do an episode named after Springtime with Hitler? For Hitler?
Yeah, it's Springtime for Diesel, but replace Hitler with Diesel.
Springtime for Hitler.
There's so many puns going on in that sentence. So Springtime for that title, Springtime for Diesel. So first of all, the episode takes place at springtime. But also Daisy spring, so springtime. And Springtime for Diesel is a play on the word Springtime for Hitler. So like there's a million things going on in that title.
Interesting.
So Audrey Extravaganza, that should be fun. I have my little thing for Michael ready to go, so that's good.
Oh, you got stuff for Michael?
Well, yeah.
Gonna get stuff signed?
Oh no! I'm not getting it signed. It's a gift.
Oh.
As a like a thank you and maybe an I'm sorry, I guess.
Yeah, no. Are you gonna tell us what it is, or you want to keep?
Oh well, I guess Michael probably won't be watching all the way into the live stream.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I don't think he even knows me or watches my stuff.
No, well, he knows of you obviously because like
he knows of me.
He said your name a few times in live streams and stuff. And
yeah.
I think he knows you from the group chat, but I don't know if he like sits around for 2 hours listening to us talk about training. But
I don't think
maybe he does.
On my second channel, he doesn't even know me as SB Tracktails.
Yeah, he's like SB Tracktails. Oh, what does the SB stand for? Maybe it's SpongeBob. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think Mike. What I'm getting him is, or what I have gotten is, I think it's a truck and it's a Duchess. Now the Duchess isn't a real HO, like it can fit on HO track, but it isn't an actual model. It's like a sort of a plastic one.
Oh, it's like one of those static model displays.
Yes, and it's a Duchess of Sutherland. And Michael mentioned in a live stream once that he wants to make a custom Duchess. So maybe if he wants to, he can tip bash a bit of the model or use it for reference or do whatever he wants with it, really. I don't know, use it for scrap, whatever, I don't know. And the other thing I got was a truck, a Hunt the Truck. So I painted.
Is it a red truck?
No, it wasn't a red truck, but I painted it red, and I painted a what do you call it? A little festive wreath on the side.
Oh, okay. If there's ever Irish Thomas fans meetup, I still need to find out what the best place would be.
Whitehead, no, Downpatrick.
Not too sure what the place. Like we all live in Ireland, but we all live like 4 hours away from each other.
We're all like darted all over the place. Like some of us are in, the Midlands, other of us are on the coast, some of us are in Dublin. So it's kind of all over the place.
I've got some dude that lives like less than an hour away from me. Like it's Ryan Stock. He lives like an hour away from me, and I've never met the chap. And trying to think. Then there's like Michael and Tidmouth Yard live up near the north. Tidmouth Yard doesn't live in the north, but he lives close to it.
I thought he lives in Northern Ireland because he comes to the Cromwell Warrior Club.
I think he lives just on the border. I think.
Aye.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if there was ever to be an Irish boys meetup, it'd probably be in Dublin, because like that's probably the easiest place for us all to conjoin, I guess.
After traversing through all the traffic and drug lords,
All the heroin needles on the floor.
we'll all meet up at Train Man 13's place.
There's thunder where I am.
There's clouds where I am.
Maybe I should let my cats in. Just looking at me.
So the 2 people that have been watching this throughout, 3 people now. So 3 people watching this. Thank you. Thank you.
Do they want to join? Maybe post a link.
No, I'm not posting links.
Yeah,
I don't let random
bad.
strangers join.
Yeah, okay.
I've had the mistake of letting random strangers join my things and then be like, oh god, why did I let this person join? Like, I'll do it for Twitter Spaces because like I find the way that you can't put comments on Twitter Spaces to be pretty stupid. But where in Dublin, the north or the south? South, please. That's closer to me.
Which side's meant to be better and worse? North or south? I'm not sure.
Which one's better for drugs? Who knows?
Not which is better for drugs. I mean, which is like safer. I know the red line is the less safe, I think, of the two. The green line, the Lewis line, is more safe, I believe. Although the road in Dublin, so the road probably unsafe.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
So, Spencer, you're finally free. Are you going to get a drink tonight?
No, I won't. I don't think I'll drink tonight. My cousin said he might come over with a drink during the weekend, so I'll look forward to that. Imagine seeing the bloopers for Something in the Air. The crash.
You know, something I learned from Twitter recently about that episode is that the fish are real, like they're little sardines or something.
Are they?
Yeah, they're real fish. If you look at them, they're actually incredibly oversized. Like the ones in Henry's barge. They're real fish.
What about the ones that are on top of Thomas? Are those real?
Yes.
That's so fucking cool. That actually makes a lot of sense now. Are like big compared to the engines. Oh, that's cool. See, Something in the Air is like my favorite episode. I really want to have a meetup. Mom probably won't will not like it, and she won't. And will think that yous are all strange from the internet, and also some of yous are like 4 or 5 years older than me. That's fair enough. I'm pretty sure I'd be scared if my child was meeting up with somebody 4 years older than them, who they met online. Granted, now if you're meeting with someone online, family with you, or somebody watching you, so that way it's like, okay, you're not jumped or you're not being taken advantage of or anything. Because when I was meeting up with Train Man 13, basically what I did is I had my mom and my sister with me, and then he had his parents with him, and then we both met up and we were both conversed with each other. And Train Man went off and did our own thing, and then both our parents went off their separate ways and went their own. Is your favorite season 5 episode?
I don't know.
But I'm asking both of you this now.
Favorite season 5 episode? I don't know. They're all perfect. Which is the least? Which is the best? I don't know. I like Toby's discovery. I like Rusty to the Boulders, pretty memorable. I'd probably have to see the list.
To me, my favorite episode is Surprise for Percy. I never liked that episode for.
Which one?
Percy.
To be honest, I've never been a real big fan of Lady Hat's birthday party.
Hmm. You don't have to say what county you live in, man. Just keep it private to yourself if you don't like that information. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm surprised with Percy was
Okay.
great.
I should really make a map of Sodor.
Everyone needs to make a map of Sodor.
Here's what I don't get about the title of Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. It's too long. I think it should be just called Legend of the Lost Treasure.
Interesting.
Or maybe if they wanted to get Sodor in the title, they could call it Sodor's Lost Treasure. Or...
Anyway, I think I might end this up here, guys, because this has been going on for 2.5 hours, and I don't know what to do now.
Okay.
It was a pleasure having you all, as always, on this.
Well, it's nice being here. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you for
thanks,
allowing me
Spencer, for. Goodbye.
I might do another one of these next week, probably.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.